what do you think, B? I said I don't think. Call me when these young bucks old enough to drink. Balanced over the sink is how sick I am. Trying to keep my little cousins off Instagram. I'm trying to keep these little toys out my nephew's mouth. He tried to play with my mic, I told him go sit down. Cause I'm a shitty babysitter, quick to fuck you and your kid up. I slap him on the back and give him whiskey till he hiccup. Oh, I know you think I probably make a good dad, but the bed got you tripping, you don't know me like that. I'm a bully ball buster, fully grumpy cocksucker. Plus the prettiest narcissist, I got it from my mother. Perfect working example of your worst case scenario. This is my movie, you're working to earn a cameo. GoPro, shaky hand cam, panoramic scope, one man distribution, jam it down your throat cause I'm a vehicle. No, I'm a virus, no, I'm a goddamn monster of science. I'm on Facebook, I'm on fire. I try to do what I can to stay inspired.
Kicking shit to make him see back down.
The best in the biz is who I like to get it on with.
I plug in mics and eject my medication.
Understand what I'm saying?
So bury me at 35,000 feet. I may be going down, but at least I'll be upright in my seat. These flashy prepubescents with medallions in their necklace. I see them with their baggage and they entourage are checking. Bernard is my bodyguard, I'm laughing as I step in. I hope he's going far, he certainly travels heavy. And privately I bet he's sweating taxes and fees. You think you ballin', but your breakfast, that's your ass in the breeze. I'm absolutely fucking fabulous and smashing MCs. I'm on my Q's and my P's, my penis free of disease. I'm in my Jesus, yeah, Judas, living crucifix free. So you can hang out if you want, but don't do it for me, cause I'm a heathen. No, I'm a tyrant. No, I'm a pea shooter aimed at Goliath. I check engines, I change tires. I try to do what I can to stay inspired.
Kicking shit to make him see back down.
Every day, all day, and 7 days a week.
The best in the biz is who I like to get it on with.
Understand what I'm saying?
We was down in North Carolina around this time last year on a hardcore lineup with Circle Takes the Square. The first time it happened was with Scroobius Pip. The PA blew a fuse as soon as my bass hit. I'm facing a big room full of impatient kids, unaided by the amps or the mics or the rig. A lot of your favorite rappers would've canceled the gig, held it down both times, acapella like fuck this shit. If they can't give me a stage, I'm getting up on a chair. That's really all you need to know about my fucking career. The careless half, listen to class, write it and read it as fact. Either you keep or you trash, either I'm breathing on tracks. We don't retreat or look back, sleep on my region, dismiss a legion. I eat with the pack, clear the way, free up the past. Go I put cleats in your back, creep with the Beatles and rats, roaches and creatures that last. Evil Knievel of rap, power to Buddy P, I holler peace and I leave him with that. A thought formed before time on the surface of space. Split apart the lonely mind with the purpose and shape. Lit the dark with an explosive, shocking bodies that shake. Break apart and smash together, keeping orbits in place. I became the definition of solid and learned to hold the trauma. Coated my surface with an armor hard as molten lava. You crawled up out of the water and started growing larger. I gave you cold and hard, but later gave you gold and copper. Who gave you warmth? Who gave you tools? Who gave you power? You tunneled through, you dug a tomb, you move a mountain. Your bloody rule and sudden moves, running my jewels. Can bust a boo, you guzzle fuel and hunt for food. You took it all like it was yours, and once removed, I felt the force begin to course and buckle through. I saw the truth, but I could never understand how everything you touch becomes a weapon in your hand. The rock cried out. The rock cried out. The rock cried out. According to the legend, you're the masters of the earth. But perhaps the missing chapters might have clarified the verse. You grew in dirt to disperse mutant germs throughout the universe. Justify the violence of your mind, no matter who it hurts. The wounded earth recalls the deposits you have made, and the names of stones you laid in place to mark the graves. Guarding monuments to glorious dead that might stand, at least until the elements compress your lifespan. Desert sand would love to cover you. Sun has seen enough of you. Air whispers to smother you, but ocean wants to come for you. Wonder who you run into, same as it ever was. Building bunkers underground, caves with electric plugs. Never learned the lesson, huh? Never sensed the common thread. Never learned to slow it down. Never seemed to calm your head. Now you need a solid friend to talk to till the quakes are over. But I am not immortal, I'm just breaking down slower.
Long ago, light years away,
The rock cried out, I can't hide you.
Oh God, I'm excited. Hello everybody, sorry I haven't run through a door or anything like Big Taff Man. Welcome to my stream on a morning 10:30 AM, Wednesday, 6th September. We've done it. I know some people are still going to a gig tonight, but the majority of us have done it. For months it's been in the build-up. For days we've been thinking about it. For hours we were planning our outfits. For minutes we had sweaty bum cracks before we got to the venue. For seconds we had the fear. And then we all made eye contact. And we thought, I'm going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Because we're here together at the same time. Honestly, I was thinking, just before this stream, I was like, I don't think I can do this, actually. I feel shit. I'm really tired, and I've got a sore throat, and I feel kind of all over the place. Maybe this is a bad idea. And then as soon as I started the stream, and I saw all of these amazing people, in fact, some people were here before I even started the stream, I saw all the names in chat, and I felt fucking energized. And I'm up here. And in a minute, I'm going to crash. But mostly I'm up here. Because there's all these wonderful people here. I might be a bit croaky. But we can do it. So we can talk about B. Dolan. We're going to talk about B. Dolan. We're going to talk about the last few days. We're going to talk about me and Funkle helping stream the gig. We're going to talk about hotels. We're going to talk about breakfasts. We're going to talk about drinks. We're going to talk about pre-cum? No. Oh, I didn't know about that comment from Kada. I'm not going to reference it. I don't even know what's happening. Sorry, everybody. Let's keep hydrated. I've bought a flask full of tea. If you don't know what that's all about, then not this. The comment I just made. Go and watch Pip stream from last night. Basically, I'm the third in the line when it comes to doing a rundown and review of the last few days. Pip did it last night for an hour or so. Then Big Taff Man did 3 hours. Fucking loved it. There were a couple of times I had to go inside to sort stuff, and I was like, I need to get back. I'm missing Taff's recap. Anyway, this is full of tea, so I've got hot drinks so I can help my throat. I've got vitamins, natural vitamins. I'm good to go. I don't need the headphones on, but I feel like they're giving my head a little hug. And I'm missing hugs. I've hugged my family and it's been great, but I'm missing multiple hugs. I don't need these. How you all doing? Big Taffman was in the chat. Big Taffman redeemed Holiday Horn before anybody got here. I didn't hear it. But he did it. Then in came Willow. Then Mary Biscuits. Big Taffman says I was here before you.
The holiday horn, it goes doo-doo-doo.
I don't think Mary Biscuits believed it, or Blaketown, who arrived shortly after, but it's true. Taff was here. Happy fucking birthday to Blaketown, by the way. Blaketown, one of the few people who I didn't speak to that much. We had a couple of little chats, a couple of little interactions. I didn't really speak to Blaketown that much. So sorry about that, Blaketown. That's a big shame for me. I didn't speak to Captain Moobs at all. I said hello to Captain Moobs, but I realised looking through the pictures, we didn't really speak. But these are two people who I've played snooker with online, so we've had time to hang out and chat, kinda. But good morning, everybody. Hereford, how are you? I was thinking there's been a lot of chat about the people who couldn't make it, forgetting all the people who have made it. They just weren't at the gigs that we were at. Hereford, it would have been great to have seen you and to have met you. It'll happen one day. We're all going to do this again and again. We're all going to leave our existing relationships and friends and jobs, and we're moving into a mansion or something. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, Sheep. Hello, Sparkle Muffin. Hello, Div. No shots for me ever again. I didn't do any on Monday, but just no shots. Wasps. Oh, God, I spent so much time stood next to wasps. Khan, how are you? You'll have to fly over next time. I hope you're well. VT. Oh, VT experiments. I can't believe I can now picture VT experiments. Oh, my God.
Oh my gilly goodness.
Morning, Moobs. If you've just arrived, I was talking about how I didn't really get to chat with you. We said hello at the start, and that was it. But we played some snooker together, so. Sparkle Muffin, don't worry about being drunk. It was on brand. It was perfection. It was what I expected. It was what I wanted. I saw you buying all the shots, so I thought I fucking knew it. And then 20 minutes later, I saw you outside leaning on the table like this. And I thought, fucking yes. And I wanted to take the photo, but I didn't, because that would have been a bad friend thing to do. But I fucking took it in my mind.
Oh my gilly goodness.
Moves, thank you very much for the resub, by the way. Lama-chan Gaming, thank you very much for the resub as well. Stop pointing at everyone. I love pointing. I've been pointed. It's been pointed out before. If Funkle was here, I love a good point. Sorry if I met you and I fucking pointed at you. When I first walked in, I was like, it's David! Stuzif, thank you very much for the resub as well. Stuzif, would have been great to have met you. All sorts of people that weren't there. Ono.jpg. Obviously all the big names that people were talking about. Barmer, Mary Biscuits, Burb. Josh and M. I love Josh and M. They're going to the Preston gig tonight. Anyway, let me catch up a bit more. Happy birthday, Blaketown, once more. Addy Philly, would have been great to have met you. Domella, fucking yes. Domella and Miss Peaches, what a duo. SCF, hello, would have been great to have met you. Met you already in real life, but all these people. Daylight, another. Cudder, would have been great to have hung out with you maybe the following day after the gig, so we could have all had a chat and sort of had a little debrief, talked about how lovely it all was. Maybe could have been cool, Cudder. Just an idea. Just a little idea. Maybe just hang out with us the next day. Fucking Cudder and Llama. VIPs. I didn't realise VIP meant leave like an hour before the gig and don't come back. I didn't realise that's what VIP meant. Did my stomach just pick up then? Big stomach grumble. I ate so terribly. I need to eat some vegetables. Good morning, OBX. Hello, Mr. Billy White. More people we could have met and would have been great to have met. Tilda again. You're doing what you said and you're not lurking. Oh no, you're having to do a legit lurk today in the office for the aircon. Fair enough. But hello, lovely to meet you. Really nice. Everyone's really nice. The truth about that B. Dolan gig is everyone's really nice. Oh, no goss. I've got no hot goss. Or do I? Stick around for the entire stream, just in case. Sorry, I'm catching up. Hello, sick of it. How are you? Little Willow, I'm going to get you crying. When's your meeting? I'm going to get you crying. I'm going to do 10 minutes on how lovely Little Willow is just before the meeting. Let me know, and then we can get you crying. Thanks for the super spreader hug party, you lot. I am a bit worried about this, but hopefully I'm just run down. I had a little bit of a cold last week, but then I didn't have a sore throat. I was just a bit sniffly. Last night when I was watching TAF, I felt fine. I was like, I'm just tired. And then maybe it's TAF, but as the stream went on, I could feel my glands. These glands, I could feel these. I could feel my glands throbbing. And I thought, oh no. And then I could feel a little bit of a tickle. And then it developed into quite a sore throat. And then it's still here today. But I don't feel as bad as I thought I would when I went to bed. I thought I was going to wake up feeling shit. And I don't feel absolutely terrible. But I've seen so many people going to big events recently and then coming back and talking about having COVID and stuff. So obviously I'm going to be testing. I'm supposed to be going to see my parents this weekend. So I might do a test tomorrow. But we'll see. I've got a big Pod Bible meeting this afternoon. I was going to stream this afternoon. I messaged Pip and Stu and I was like, I've been a dick. I forgot I'm going to stream Wednesday afternoon because I haven't done my Monday night and I haven't done my Tuesday afternoon. Is that cool? And they were like, fuck off. No, it isn't.
Hello,
we can't do any other time. We're big deals.
I run
trying
the
to get a
Pod
film
Bible.
So here I am, streaming this morning. Pips and meetings all day.
Oh my gilly goodness.
But it's probably still managing to lurk somehow. Divin Inc., thank you for gifting a sub to Swollen Glands. Oh. You and B just sat in a hotel room watching TAF together. Oh, it's nice that you got to hang out so much. It's nice that B got to hang out with you so much, Llama. Just pleased you spent so much time with B. No, that's fair enough. He's not here often. Estra, thank you for lurking. How are you? Talked about you briefly with Div. Yeah, there were a lot of people that I didn't get a chance to talk to. But I think one thing that Taff said last night, I'm not going to sort of go chronologically, or maybe I will, we'll see. But one of the things that Taff said, which I thought was beautiful and I hadn't really considered, is how there weren't any like little groups or cliques. Okay, like I did chat to Llama and Funkle and Cutter a bit at the start because I felt most comfortable with them. But people were floating around, and anybody that kind of came, and I know there were a lot of people who came solo who potentially don't have like a best mate within the community or whatever, like people who've come a lot far from solo. I was like, well, I've got Funkle Albert, who's my friend from home, and I've got Llama, who obviously I'm really great friends with, and Cutter's like becoming a great friend as well. And there's other people who I consider really great friends, so I'm really lucky. But if you came and you were sort of maybe like a viewer rather than a streamer, and you came and you didn't really know that many people, maybe you haven't had that many interactions outside of chats, that must have been fucking intimidating and a bit scary. And I know a lot of people talked about being a bit anxious about it. But hopefully those people were made to feel pretty comfortable, because I noticed that like whenever like a solo person came and stood near a group, well, I tried to make sure that they got involved and were included in the chats. And it kind of felt like everybody was doing that. We were all like just moving around. You'd go and get a drink. There'd be people at the bar to talk to. It was really lovely. It was too lovely. It's the best. I said last night in Pip's stream, it's probably my top 100 Mondays ever. I'm going to upgrade that. I reckon it's in my top 90. No, I reckon it might even be the best Monday I've ever had. So good. Con, you bought a sub. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Con, for buying a sub. Didn't pop up. I hate that when it doesn't pop up when you sub to somebody. Taff was streaming the other day, and I noticed September had started, so I upgraded my sub to a 6-month sub to take advantage of those sweet discounts, and it didn't pop up. I was like, I've just committed like 20 quid or something to Taff and he doesn't know about it. I can't point it out in the chat because it sounds a bit... I don't want... And now I'm doing it here. So please thank me, Big Taff Man. Please thank me, Big Taff Man. I did refresh it. I refreshed it loads. Please thank me, Big Taff Man. Just checking the latest chat over here. I don't see a thanks. Please thank me, Big Taff Man. Remember, Addis had over 2,000 Mondays, so even top 100 is top 5%. That's a pretty good way of looking at it, actually, Tank. Maybe it is in my top 100. I imagine I had some good Mondays at uni. Obviously, bank holidays. Anyway. SCF and Adadad. Sorry, Oh, I'm just not quite getting a conversation between SCF and Hereford, so just leave it. Don't need to read every single comment. If I got up early, I could have hung with Cudder. Here's what happened. Okay, so it is all going to be a bit slapdash, this. But I ended up staying in a hotel. I wasn't going to be staying the night. How far do we take this back? I was born in Cookfield, West Sussex, a hospital that no longer exists, on the same ward as one of my current best friends. Turns out we were born in the same hospital on the same day, and then our mums kind of chatted, and we went to school. We ended up going to college together, and we're still mates. And one thing we always just say to each other, especially when we're drunk or when we're high, is we're exactly the same age. Shall I come forward a bit? Shall I fast forward a bit? I wasn't going to stay the night, and I wanted to get up earlier, and I couldn't because I had to do school run. And one of the issues with having no family nearby is that we've got no help when it comes to childcare. We've got no help. We don't even know any babysitters. There's nothing we can do. If we want, we have to pre-plan stuff and get family to visit in advance if we need babysitters. So I had to do the school pickup, which meant that I couldn't get on a train until a certain time. So I couldn't get up to London until like 5:30 or 5:30. I was a bit annoyed about that. And then I looked at the last train because I was going to have to get back and do the school run the next day. And I was going to have to get up. I was going to have to leave at like 11 on the dot in order to get from Hackney to Victoria or London Bridge to be able to get my last train. And the trains were all a bit of a state anyway. And I kept on saying to Hannah, it's a shame because everybody's going to be there and they're all doing this and, you know, they'll probably stay late and etc. etc. Anyway, I then said to Hannah at one point, and apparently that, you know, there's talk of doing karaoke. And Hannah was like, karaoke? You have to go to that.
Oh my gilly goodness.
John, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for 7 months of sub. You're a fantastic person. I'd rate you at 4.82 if I had to, out of 5. I was going to travel home. And Hannah was like, you have to do karaoke. Oh my God, well, this sounds great. Actually, I don't want you to miss out all of this. How about I rearrange my meeting? I'll go into London later. I'll do the school run and you stay over. So on the day, so this was at 3 o'clock, Hannah said this. I had to leave at 3:05 to pick up my daughter and then rush back and then go to the train station. So I was like, well, this is great, thanks, but I haven't got time to get a bag together. So I went to pick up Alex. Hannah packed me a little bag, booked me a hotel, and said the confirmation's in my email, and I just left. And I was so happy and excited because I was going to have a little sleepover with my mates, or not really. But the hotel was in Shoreditch rather than Hackney because the Hackney ones where everybody was staying, there were no rooms left. So I had to travel. I got on an Uber, 5-star rating. Still, I've only got like 4 Ubers in my life. I got an Uber and slept in my hotel room. And then when I woke up in the morning, part of me was like, oh, I'm just going to lie here for ages and I'm going to check it up on Discord and stuff like that. And then I was like, hold on, I should get to the hotel because they'll all be like having lazy mornings. I could go and hang out. I was like, I'll go and hang out because I knew where Cutter and Llama's rooms were, and I think Funkel was on the same room, same corridor. I'll go and hang out. I can go and like we can all get in Cutter's room or something and laugh about all the stuff that happened and be like, yeah, and like high fives and like what a night. Oh, this is amazing. Enhance our friendship, stuff like that. The morning after the night before is often the best. You do some more bonding when you're like, hey, remember this? Oh, did you see that? Did you see that person do this? Cutter had other ideas. Cutter just fucking left. I didn't get to say goodbye to Cutter. I thought we'd taken our friendship to the next level on Saturday night. Saturday night? Felt like a Saturday night. Monday night. Cutter thought otherwise. Cutter felt otherwise. Domella, Hot Goss, Miss Peaches 74 has a bit of a crush on someone. Not assuming it's me, but I'm just happy there's Hot Goss. Domella, do you want to share? Also, I'm really sorry that I just did that. Sorry that I'm also late. I'm really late. I'm going to scroll down, skip a bit of this. Tilda, you have a sore throat with negative COVID test. That's great. Yeah, Big Taff Man had a little bit of a cough last night. A little bit of a sneeze, a couple of sneezes. Hello, Shy Hawk. Very grumpy you couldn't go. I was aiming for 2 dates and life shuffled in, kicked me in the swingers and whispered, no gigs for you, dickhead. Well, hopefully B will be back soon. Sorry, still far behind. Domella, you do 6 months for everyone. So nice. Thanks, Big Taffman, for the thanks. Big Taffman offered me a cuck chair. I did think at one point, like, if I get really drunk or it's like, I might not be bothered to go back to Shoreditch. Maybe I'll sleep in someone's room, but I think those days are over. I think if I was in my 20s, I'd be doing that. But I'm not. I'm not sleeping on the floor of somebody's room, especially when I've paid for a hotel room somewhere else. And it was only a 10-minute Uber. Sorry, are we skipping over the fact that you were born in a place called Cookfield? That's a very good point, actually, Hereford. And how do you know Cookfield is spelt Cuckfield? Because it is. It's spelt Cuckfield. And the great thing is, Hereford, well, you guys will decide whether this is great. When we were about 18, late at night, we took some gaffer tape and we changed the Cookfield signs. You are now entering Cookfield to Cockfield. Actually, I think we changed it to Fuckfield. Cockfield would have been much easier. Anyway. Yeah, SCF Hereford, Woodfolk, Grump, all at Bristol. Walls, I'm a lot taller than I expected. Walls was a bit shorter than I expected. Walls isn't even that short, but I just thought Walls was like a massive brick shithouse. And he's just a shithouse. No, Walls is so lovely. Oh my God. Amazing vibes from Walls. Catch up. Big Taff Man, any chance you can do some impressions? Nope, fuck off. Your impressions last night were so funny. Cutter does have an impressive whistle. Hadn't occurred to me how much money you spent on that 45 minutes in a scary park. What, the hotel? What? What? I booked the hotel before. What money did I spend in the park? Right, sorry. I just don't want to miss comments from all the people who I know now. I know I knew you before, but I was going to start talking about something else then, but I'm going to catch up. Booch I hardly saw at all. Didn't really spend any time with Booch. Had a nice hello and a nice couple of hugs at the start. Enjoyed watching the gig close to Booch and watching Booch's like really, like honestly good dance moves. But then didn't really chat at all. Did that make it look like he was a good dancer? Cuddy, regret leaving. Remember that for next time. Huh? But I can see waiting till a 10 p.m. flight would have been shit, so that's fair enough. I totally get it when you wake up and you're just like, I'm just going to fucking go. I need to get home. This energy's not going to last for long. I need to go. So I honestly do get it. But I was gutted. This is the problem. It's like a wedding, or I know a lot of people don't like weddings, but when you build up to an event so much and then it just flies by and you're like, I am gutted that I haven't got much more time to hang out with all of these people. To have proper chats. I hardly hung out with Llama at all. Really. You had a sofa bed, but I was already booked in Shoreditch by the time. Okay. And we didn't know each other. That's true, Fluffy. But we do kind of know. Did I miss Domella talking about the secret crush? I suppose it's a secret, isn't it? Wolves made me cry. I caught Wolves during the gig. I saw Wolves having an emotional moment, and it reminded me of some of the times when I've heard Wolves talk about some big subjects on stream, and some of the things Wolves has said on Pip stream a long time ago. Wolves is just a gem. But here's the thing, everyone is. So. And the other thing I was thinking is that all these people we've listed who weren't there, and no doubt they have some FOMO, or might be a bit like, oh God, they're just talking about this event again that I wasn't at. I've got no doubt that we could have swapped anyone out, and no disrespect to anybody who was there, but we probably could have swapped anyone out and put in any of the other people who missed it, or who went to other gigs, or are going to the gig tonight, or going to Dublin, or wherever it may be. It would have been the same vibe. It would have been the same vibe. It would have just been more lovely people added to the mix. More lovely people adding their loveliness. And it was interesting to see people talking about how we've had an online meetup and there's no drama. Taft did a very good job of sort of saying, we're saying that right now. I don't want to assume that everybody had 100% fantastic time. But from my perspective, it definitely seemed like it. Hello, Taff. Big Taff man. Welcome along to the stream and my Ask Me Anything. Who would you have swapped out out of interest? Oh, if I could have swapped out anybody. Pip and B? Pip's here. Pip's here. Pip, I thought you had meetings. I thought I was safe. You know what I mean. Everybody knows what I mean. What I mean was, we've got a fucking amazing roster. Anybody out the back, if somebody gets injured on the front line, we can bring in a replacement, and the quality is still right up there. Squad depth. Tank, you spoke to Funkle for 40 seconds. I didn't speak to you, Tank. I said hello to you at the start. Barely spoke to you. I didn't really speak to D-Pad. I didn't want to monopolise ad time when people hadn't met him before. That's kind of fair, Llama. Yeah. Well, it was quite nice seeing Funkle there and just being like, I don't need to worry about speaking to Funkle. I can not speak to Funkle all night. I've had a lifetime of speaking to Funkle. And I was like, he's not going to be like, oh, Ad didn't really talk to me. He doesn't give a fuck. People were fucking raving about Funkle yesterday in Taft's stream. I sent Funkle a little message after to be like, oh God, it honestly feels amazing to see how lovely people are being about you and how like everybody is warm to you. He was like, fuck off. You're dead to me. I've got new friends now. I reminded him that he's got new friends because of me. You absolutely would not have felt weird if I invited you to sleep on my sofa bed before the gig. Oh, God, imagine. I definitely would. Also, I didn't quite get drunk enough to just do anything, if you know what I mean. I got pretty drunk, and then I slowed myself. And I know I've said it before, but it was because I saw that Cudder was really drunk.
Oh
and I
my
thought,
goodness.
I'm gonna be careful here. B. Dolan. This guy bought me nuggets once. I bought you 6 motherfucking nuggets. I got my nuggets. I had 5. They put 5 nuggets in my box. Did I complain? No. Was it because Les Dennis was sat next to me and we're in a booth and it would have been a bit awkward to ask Les Dennis to move? He had 20 nuggets. Could have given me 1, so I had the 6 experience. Like B. Dolan was having. I just had 5 nuggets. I bought B. Dolan a 6 nugget extra value meal with chips and a Fanta. I realised when I went to bed that night, I don't think I gave you your straw. I'm really sorry. B. Dolan said, thanks for the gift sub. We all laughed. And then I sat and had 5 nuggets. Hello, B. Are you on your way to Preston? Wolves. Thank you very much for your question, Wolves. To get things back on track, would you rather shit from your ear holes or piss on Taff's head? Is this a one-off thing or forever? Does every piss have to be on Taff's head? I'd shit from my ear holes once. That might be the most beautiful sound I ever hear. Probably not, but it might be. I'd do it once. If it's once, shit from the ear holes. If it's for the rest of my life, also shit from my ear holes. That's how much I respect Taff. Thanks for your question. Funkle laughed at my jokes. Me and Funkle were very, very tired yesterday. Me and Funkle wandered around London. I had to go and meet Hannah to get the car keys because she had dropped... Oh, anyway, I had to go and meet Hannah at her work. She usually works in a part of London. Me and Funkle went to that part of London, phoned Hannah. She was like, I'm not working there today. I'm working at the other office. I told you. I looked at my messages. She had told me. So then me and Funkle went to another place, picked up the keys. It was near London Bridge. It was near, and I took a picture, put it in Discord. Then we went to London Bridge Station. The trains were fucked. Everything down to Brighton was delayed. By the way, B, if you just turned up, I'm talking about this in a weird order. I haven't talked about the gig or anything yet. And we stood on the platform, the sun fucking beating down on us. I was wearing shorts. Funkle was wearing jeans. Funkle said he had hot legs. I let him stand in my shadow. Arguably, that's what he's done all his life. This is harsh. I don't mean this. I love Funkle. I let him stand in my shadow so he could have cool legs. And then we had a moment. Hello, Cade. Welcome in. We had a moment of feeling quite emotional because he was talking about how lovely everybody was and how amazing it was to meet everybody and to chat to everybody and how everybody's just kind of on a wavelength and we've all got this understanding and that even though we come from a lot of different places and backgrounds and situations and we've all got different abilities and all kinds of different things, there's just this underlying understanding and we're all pretty much good people. And then we said, this probably wouldn't have happened. Weirdly, this probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for our if it wasn't for Tom, our friend, who died last year. Like if what happened hadn't happened, and he was like our fucking best friend, me and Funkle, for years and years and years. If that hadn't have happened, I wouldn't have had the get up and go to be like, I'm gonna fucking stream. Because I've said it before, but me and Tom used to talk about streaming and YouTubing, and we used to say to each other, I do that. I reckon I could do that. I want to do that. But we're past it. We're too old. We're too old to do streaming. It's all young people. Whenever I see streaming, when I used to see stuff like streaming, it was kids. It was a lot of the big people you see on the front page of Twitch. Not being that engaging necessarily. People in chat not giving a fuck, just spamming emotes. A lot of them offensive. I was like, that's not for us. And obviously Pip started streaming, and I definitely would have become a big part of the community chatting, I think. But when that happened to Tom, I was just like, fuck it. Absolutely fuck it. I've got to do it. Let's give it a go. And because of that, Funkle then did the music and came into the first stream. I was like, Funkle, you'd love Twitch. You need to watch 10:30. 10:30 is so up your street, Funkle. And then I'd see Funkle in 10:30's chat, and I'd see Funkle turning up in everybody's chat. Funkle became a big part of the community. Funkle started streaming. Everybody fucking loves Funkle. Funkle stepped out of my shadow. And we had a little moment on the platform, mostly because we were really overtired. But it's good getting over emotional when you're overtired. And here we fucking are. Hello, Cade. Oh my god, if you and Guzbo had been in London. Precious Rogue, you arrived to shit from my ear holes. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Nice to meet you on Monday. Yeah, Mary, of course. Sunday night, we did the other gig as well. Let me just catch up. You got a beard trim and watching from a sidewalk cafe? Yes, B. Dolan. Check out in an hour. Petition to rename Funkle Hot Legs. Funkle Hot Legs. We'll always appreciate being part of the small crowd who Funkle told the April O'Neil story. We need to clarify this once and for all. Or do we? I'm Pip. Had the most beautiful chat with Funkle about changing perspectives and pushing yourself out of your comfort zones. A little Willow. Oh my god. The amount of my perspectives that have been changed. I thought I was a good person. I think I was a good person. I was a good person. But oh god, have I become a better person since being on Twitch and being educated and informed by so many amazing streamers. But so many people in chat. I've definitely learned to be better. Big Taff Man, you are not Pip. Sparkle Muffin, you knew. If you were here from the early days when Funkle Albert had his real name as his username, you will know. Florence, you and Funkle could be. Funkle can just be mates with everyone. Funkle got to go in the tour bus. Funkle might have a complete career change now. I think Funkle might end up being like some sort of outside broadcast tour manager, hot leg guy. And guess what? You know what VT stands for? Shit. Kado, you think you've become a worse person? No. Have you told the class how sexy I am yet? No, I'm not jumping on that train, Liz Dennis. I was revolted by you. Hello, Frolly. You had a job interview. How'd it go? It's nice to meet you, Frolicles. Genuinely the best live stream I've seen, including ones with far bigger teams running them. Yes, Mary Biscuits. So that's Sunday night in Brighton. Florence, it was amazing meeting you. I really enjoyed your candidness and enthusiasm as soon as I met you. You were the first person to call me a Tory. First person to call me a Tory. It only happened 3 times. I think piss got only referenced twice. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate people not just coming straight up for me and being like, oh, what are you drinking? Is that piss? I think people have kind of got that. We're over that now. Hey, is this it? Is this it for piss? Are we not going to talk about piss ever again? Fuck. But thank you, Florence. It was really funny. Florence was cheeky, but in the best way. Adam Funkel could do that shit professionally, I swear. Hey, fucking hell. Some people remember me talking about the Essex International Jamboree 2014, where I did that shit as part of work experience from university. And we went, and they had a big stage, and they had people who came third in Pop Idol, or whoever, or pop stars probably back then, on a stage in front of thousands of scouts and girl guides back in the day. We had the Scouts and Girl Guides, and they were all in a field in Essex from around the world, and I was doing the vision mixing backstage for the live performance. And then I also did a bit of filming on a jib and filming on stage with a camera, and I felt amazing and I loved it. And I did quite a lot of stuff like that on my uni degree, and I got to use it on Sunday night. Basically, B was doing a gig in Brighton. There was lots of chat about trying to get it streamed or getting a show streamed. Funkel had said, I could probably help with that. And then I'd said to Funkel, I could probably help with you with that. And I picked Funkel up before we went down to Brighton. I was like, shall I bring another webcam? He was taking his webcam. Shall I bring another so we could get a second angle? He was like, yeah, good idea. I picked up Funkel, opened the door. He was so nervous. He was like, I'm shitting myself because I've got all this stuff. I've got no idea if it's going to work. I've never done this before. I've got no idea what setup they've got there. I don't know I don't know like how we're going to do it. I don't know what the audio is going to be like. And I said, we're getting there early. We can work it out. We got down to the venue. B was arriving around 5. We got there about 10 to 5. Sat there, had a drink. I suddenly felt a bit nervous because I was going to meet the B Dolan. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing either. I was honestly thinking if they manage to get one cam and board audio with a view from the back of the room and it stays up for the whole show, it'll be cool. Yeah. Well, I'm really pleased it worked out. Anyway, we went upstairs. We got into the little room. No disrespect. The room. The big room. The huge room. The arena. We got into Brighton Arena. And we started setting stuff up. Originally tried to attach one of the cameras to the roof so you would have had more of a central shot, but from the ceiling. But we couldn't clamp it on properly. So we had 2 cameras on the same side. I'd love to have had one of the other cameras on the other side. The extension cable that we had for one of the cameras didn't work, or it couldn't carry the HD video or whatever video it was that length, which I didn't realise was a thing. Funkel explained it in a techie way. And then I was like, oh yeah, sure. I've forgotten everything he said. But we had to have 2 cameras on the same side. But we were like, let's have one facing the stage, and then let's have one sort of facing the crowd. Both of them have B in. And it should be fine. And then the engineer was like, oh, how do you want to connect to the audio? And we were like, with cables, and then we plugged in, did a little test while B was doing his sound check, and it sounded fucking crystal clear. Funkel was sat side stage with the laptop doing the vision mixing through OBS, set up different scenes, did a starting soon screen, had B's music ready to go, cut out a little logo. The VOD's available if you want to. If you're like, fucking stop talking about these gigs, I don't give a fuck. Calm down, go and watch it at B Dolan Official. The VOD is there. With support from Mythago, which was mind-blowing. You can watch it. Anyway, Funkel was sat there doing all the vision mixing. He was like, "Shall I pull this curtain over me?" I was like, "No, it's fine." He was like, "I don't want to be perceived."
Oh my gilly goodness.
Powerful Khan, you're a shit. Why has that only just come through? Khan, that actually rattled me because I was like, I haven't touched my mic for ages. I must have been muted for 10 minutes and everyone's gone along with it. Thank you, Powerful Khan. Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, Funkel was like, well, shall I just pull the curtain over me like halfway? And in fact, I think I've got a picture of it. Where's my phone? I was like, no, that just looks silly. That just looks silly. It's like you look like you're trying to hide. I was like, just pull the curtain away. Nobody's going to think, who's that guy? What's he doing? Why the fuck is he there? They're going to think, oh, that's a tech guy. That's an engineer. That could be his album cover though, right? I forgot, in the toilets at the venue, there's a... can you see that? Somebody had written, Graham Linehan is a dry shite. So that was good. Anyway, so yeah, Funkel did all that. He was like mixing between scenes on OBS. But he also bought his mobile. And he'd set up the... I can't remember, whatever 1030 uses that I've used before and Funkel uses on his streams to get your mobile camera onto OBS. In future, if we ever did this again, we'd get something a bit more stable, because looking back at that footage when I watched a bit of the VOD when I got home, that was a bit shitty, bit framey, cutting in and out a little bit. Also, we're going to get, and Follicles has got some good tips, Follicles has got an amazing like Steadicam thing for a mobile, because when I was holding that camera up high for a long time, I started shaking a little bit. Might have been the adrenaline, might have been the sheer weight of an iPhone these days. Very heavy. But I was like, shit, this isn't as still as it could be. The sound stayed because we kept, on that scene, we muted the mobile and we kept the desk audio. So like there were times where I was like, Funkel was like, hey, you're going to go for a walkabout? And I was like, fuck yeah. And I went out for a walkabout and made sure I got a little bit of Pip so people at home could see that Pip was there and get excited. I walked around, but I felt like a bit of a dick. I felt like a bit of a dick being like, if anybody didn't know that I was part of the crew doing it for Twitch, they're like, who is this guy fucking filming it, walking around filming it, holding a mobile in the air? But it kind of worked, and I'm pleased I got to get the merch booth at the end because somebody had asked to see that in chat. And of course, we got the little chat with B before. The idea of I can't remember whose idea it was, maybe Pip. The idea of following B from backstage like Goldberg in the wrestling. And the plan was literally just to follow B. But when I got into the green room, I thought B was going to be in the green room with Mythago. I didn't realise where Mythago had gone. And like a whole load of cool dudes just hanging out in the green room, because that's the kind of thing that you hear. I opened the door of the green room and B Dolan was just watching his own stream on Twitch. And loving it. And we had a little chat in the green room, and then I followed B to stage. And holy fuck. Mythago or Mythago? Yeah, maybe it is Mythago. Sorry, I'm saying Mythago. Mythago. Mythago sounds probably right. Anyway, I couldn't really take in the gig. It was good because originally when I bought the tickets to Brighton, I thought I was just going as a punter and I'd just watch and it would be cool. And I thought I wouldn't drink and it would be low key and we'd leave to save energy for Monday night. But because I was like filming it and aware that Funkel was there, it took me out of it a lot. Like there'd be bits where I'd be watching B, I was like, fuck, this is great and I love this track or whatever it was. But then I'd sort of lose focus and go into what I had to do, or I'd be looking around thinking where I needed to go. Same for Mythago. Mythago. So it's not Mythago or Mythago, it's Mythago. Nice. Okay. Especially because obviously, if anybody hasn't seen it, and there should definitely be trigger warnings for people who, before you do go and see it. And people much better qualified than me than listing out trigger warnings. Feel free to put those in the chat if you want. Can I explain the third?
Best friends.
I didn't really focus in on that at all. A little bit, but like in contrast on the Monday night, I was just fucking transfixed. Whereas on this night, obviously, we were doing filming and stuff, so I didn't really get in on it. The crowd was good at Brighton. The crowd was decent. There were a good number of people there, but I was like, I kind of want to be in there in the thick of it. But all it did was serve to get me excited for the next night. I was like, I cannot wait to be actually in the gig, in the crowd, surrounded by pals. It's going to be fucking amazing. And it was. So we filmed it all. We got some different angles. It all went really well. We finished. People sort of left. We took down our stuff. De-rigged. Is that what people say? B slipped me and Funkel one of the vinyls as a little thank you. I don't think he was aware that Serious Dave had already given us one of the CDs as a thank you. But we didn't mention that when B gave us the vinyl. We were in front of Dave and we were like, well, in my head I was like, I didn't want to say, I've already got a CD, because then Dave might have got fired. So, although I did offer to send both of those to Barry, B's mod, because he was asking about it, but he said he's going to be fine. Thank you for the free stuff. I bought a t-shirt and I did the extra t-shirt for $5, so I bought 2 t-shirts and I worked the gig and I paid for my ticket and I had to buy my own vegan hot dog. Also, you were working with a C+ sound guy at best. Oh, really? He was spending more time trying to get that piece of tape from the ceiling. There was a bit of gaffer tape on the ceiling where I tried to put the camera up and failed, but then I left the tape there and forgot, and it was hanging down a bit. B was sat on the stage before the gig, and the engineer was like, oh, I'll get that. He was short. He was, I don't know, fairly shorter than me. And he was running up and trying to grab it, but he was like doing big, like basketball style jumps. And B was like, I'm going to get up and move. Because there was definitely a good chance that guy was going to jump into B. I didn't get a Coyote shirt. I kind of wanted it, but then I was like, I have 3 B Dolan t-shirts. I'm not against that, but maybe I'll spread it out across a number of years and different gigs. I jumped up and got the tape off the ceiling. Be fine with the fact that it had less audio issues than any other stream on your channel. Yes. Sorry, just catching up again. I really wanted to go down the front with the camera and really just be close in on B, because I was aware that like pretty much all the shots, nothing was tight in on B. And I wanted to be tight in on B. That's all I've ever wanted. And I got down I didn't get down the front. I went round the side and I was like, I can't. I feel like, again, I just felt, this is the thing. If I'm going to do this, if this is my new career, new life, then I need to forget all these you know, feeling apprehensive about going down the front, I need to just elbow people out of the way. I need to introduce more Cutter into my life. At the end of the night, on Monday night, Cutter was threatening to elbow everybody in the face. That's what I need to be doing. Katie, just want to say thanks so much for setting that up, both of you. I was meant to go to one of them, but was sick regardless. It was super accessible for anyone who couldn't make it to be a part of. That is amazing. I was really happy that anybody who couldn't make it in our little community was able to watch it. But obviously, all the fans that aren't in the UK, people like Barry and the massive fans and people that we've got to know, like Heather, Biscuit Maker Heather, fucking sucks for them not to be able to see anything just yet from B live, and they got their chance. Oh, you didn't go straight to the stage. You went. I saw you go to the sound guy. I thought you were just hamming up your entrance. I was like, I thought you would walk straight to the. You said hello to somebody in the crowd. You went to the sound guy. You gave me a little wave, which was great. I didn't realise you were talking to him about the sound. There you go. There you go. And there's the link. Again. Playtime, you have 3 B Dolan t-shirts. Had to break your no black t-shirts rule to do it. Did you get 3 from this gig, or you've just got them from previous gigs? Because I know you're a B Dolan OG, Playtown. We should probably talk about fucking B Dolan. A lot of these chats are going to end up being the talking about how lovely everybody off the stage is, and I don't think there's been enough focus on the person on the stage. There's been plenty, and there will be plenty more. But especially Monday night, fuck man, I knew B Dolan was good, and obviously Pip has been championing B Dolan forever, and Pip is obviously the reason why a lot of us know of B Dolan and got into B. I don't know, Fallen House Sunken City was the first album that I bought of B's, and I'm pretty sure that may have coincided with the time that Pip was doing the beatdown on XFM. I don't know. Or maybe Pip was just raving about B on social media back then. The fact that Pip bigs him up means that I knew he was good, but also Pip is one of the best hype men in the business. Pip has hyped me up to levels that I haven't deserved at times. And and Pip is just fucking great at doing that kind of stuff. So sometimes I might take a musical recommendation from Pip with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because I'm like, I'm sure they're fucking good, but I'm sure it's more that they're a really good person.
Hello,
and he just wants to lift them up and give them great opportunities.
I run the Pod Bible.
Turns out, and we all knew this, but this was my first B Dolan gig. And B Dolan is pretty fucking good at doing what B Dolan does on the stage. Especially the fact that because of the Edinburgh run, I don't know, I haven't seen other gigs, but I'm guessing that previous tours, I don't know this, B, maybe I'm being silly here, but maybe other tours haven't had that vibe of like the story being told throughout, and the way that you sort of had musical beds leading into songs with gaps, like a really well planned show for Edinburgh that then bled into what you were doing in the rest of the tour. So good. And what a fucking relief. Because imagine if we went to see B. This is the thing. If anybody else in the community did a big show, there's a chance that we'd all go, because it's a chance for a meetup. And if it was okay, I'm not saying anybody would be shit. If it was okay, that would be enough, because we're all together and when people were drinking, and the vibe would be amazing. But he was absolutely fucking amazing. And it really hit home so many times. Obviously, we know a lot of the songs are really good. The old songs are good. The new songs are good. Songs that we heard during the demos. on that amazing stream when B showed us loads of demos and everyone was a banger and I was being relentlessly banged like I hadn't been since Cade. Tracks were happening. Cutter was saying, I think your chat ticker has died. Thank you. Cutter was saying, do you want to go and get a drink? And I was like, no, this is one of my favourites. And it seems to be working. I'm not doing a Cutter accent. Seems to be working. Okay, thank you, Frolly. Maybe it dropped out for a little bit. But obviously all the tracks are good. Obviously B's got an amazing stage presence. Obviously his chat in between was amazing. I loved all the little references that we had to Twitch. I fucking loved when B was being all like mushy about Twitch and Patreon and stuff like that. And then Llama, it was silent for a second and Llama said gross, which was 100% the best thing and the most Llama thing that could have happened. And then B... everybody heard it. B then gave a shout out to Llama on stage and everyone went fucking wild. I don't know if you know it, by the way, Llama, but Walls came round and was the person who grabbed you on the shoulder and like gave you a loving squeeze. Because you didn't turn around and I thought you might have thought that was me. It was Walls. It was so perfect. But then B, obviously, the story that B told, everything that B's been through, Pip's talked about it a lot. Obviously, B's talked about it a lot. Fucking hell. But everything that B's been through, and when he was on stage, you could see the love he had for what was happening in front of him, the crowd. When he was talking about not knowing whether or not he'd be here again. Oh, man. So choked. So choked up. To then look in front of me and see Llama and to see Willow and to see Dell and to see Booch to the left, and I had Wasps next to me and I had Div next to me at one point. Cudder was there. Lawrence Lucy dancing. To have all that, it was just such a visceral moment. And I just felt so fucking happy. And I was surrounded by loads of people who I didn't know a year ago. And I've been skeptical of like online friends. I've never had any online friends. Seagull. I've never had any. I've never been in any forums. I've got my school friends. Funkle Albert's one of them. I've got friends from primary school, secondary school and college. We all came together as a group and we've been a great group of friends forever. We've been through some shit in the last couple of years. It's made us even stronger. I thought I had my friends for life. I used to get to times where I'd be like, am I ever going to make any new friends? Maybe not, but I don't need new friends. I've got my friends. I needed new friends, I reckon. And I've got new friends. And the thing is, even though I've made some great relationships with a lot of people on the internet and through Twitch, actually meeting loads of them face to face in real life has just enhanced those relationships, enhanced those friendships. And I think I had in the back of my head, it was like, every so often I'd be like, well, they're all just sort of online friends, so it's quite different. And then my day-to-day, like at the weekends, I see my other mates and got these... but we've fucking done this now. We've been together. And this goes, and I said earlier, but this, like, I know, like, Cade, you weren't there, but I know if you'd been there, it would have been exactly the same. It would have been amazing. We would have shared that together, and we will at some point. And there are loads of other people who we'll get to share these moments with in the future. And part of me was like, don't go and gush about this on the internet. It's all a bit much, but it isn't. It's how I feel. It was phenomenal. I fucking loved it. I didn't want to come home. Funkle and I were stood on that platform and I was like, this is a bit like when you go on holiday as a kid and you make amazing friends and then you have to go home. And it just felt really sad. So we got to do it again. And we will. Did B go just before I said nice stuff about B? Playtown, you bought all of them at that gig. Wow. Is your ducking off? Thank you. Thank you, Llama. In the moment, I can't remember how to do my ducking. Studio mode. Audio sources. I feel like there's no way I can remember how to do this. I got drowned out by Holiday Horn.
The holiday horn, it goes do-do-do.
We back. Not back, but we're good.
Hello, I'm Ad. I run the Pod Bible.
The holiday horn, it goes do-do-do.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, Dad, you are the sun that bathes me in radiant warmth, the wind that carries me on the wings of inspiration, and the fire that fuels my determination.
Booch actually said that.
The holiday horn, it goes do-do-do.
At the gig. Booch actually said that at the gig. Straight away to me. Baby, 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 baby. I've completely, my mind has gone so blank. This is like how sort of brain dead I feel from the
magic chips, magic chips, magic chips.
The drinking and the late nights. I was walking the streets of Shoreditch at 2:30 in the morning on Sunday.
Horn, it goes do-do-do.
I've completely forgotten how I do ducking.
Hello, I'm Ad. I run the Pod Bible.
Thank God I'm not trying to do anything technical today.
Yeah, keep it 100.
See you later, Cade. Hello, Sam.
Holiday horn, it goes do-do-do.
Guys. Oh, God! Again, I think it's over for me. There you go. Llama now knows it was Wolves' hand. It was lovely. Oh, it was so lovely.
Hello, I'm Ad. I run the Pod Bible.
There really was loads of love. And here's this, the other thing is like sometimes I'm a bit reluctant with that when I hear
The holiday horn, it goes do-do-do.
the love levels are reducing though. The hate levels are returning. Baby, 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 baby. But sometimes people can be like, oh, I love you, I love this, or I love that. And you're like, really? And no, honestly.
Hello, I'm Ad. I run the Pod Bible.
Honestly, I loved it. I loved it. And you feel the love in the room. Oh, and then Scroobius Pip got on stage. And then Scroobius Pip got on stage and it was really cool. And I'll tell you all about it if I get a little fucking stretch to tell you about it. Oh, God. Again, I think it's over for me. Thank you all for being here at an early morning stream.
This game is so stressful.
Yeah, let's touch my head.
I just can't recommend Adam enough.
In McDonald's, 1 a.m. in McDonald's, Les was like, I need to ask you something. I was like, oh, God. Can I touch your head? You done it. I've been surprised by tears several times while packing up this morning. Cut it out, you Brits. Stiffen your goddamn lips. Christ. No, we're an open bunch. We are an open bunch. We like to overshare. Well, I do. But honestly, even when Taff was doing his big run-through yesterday, and a bit during Pip's stream, even though I was sort of rushing around, couldn't watch it properly, I was feeling really emotional and like close to tears. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Legit half tempted to download Pip's VOD and rewatch it on shit days. I need to watch it. Sorry. BP. Hello, BP. Ask me anything. This is what this scene is called. Ask me anything. I fucked it. Please can I hear the truth about seeing the logs? Was it actually logs? Fantastic question. If people don't know, you nearly cried for content, Taff. If I'd done this yesterday, I would have cried. I've had one more night's sleep. If I'd done this yesterday, I would have cried. Oh, it's because I've got studio mode. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because I had studio mode open. So when I pressed it on the stream deck, it just opened it up in studio mode. Didn't know that would be the case. I've forgotten how to stream. Thank you for the question. Please can I hear the truth about seeing the logs? Was it actually logs? So we got, after the gig, we struggled to find anything to do. I was Googling furiously. I was looking for karaoke bars, and then you Google, and Google's quite good nowadays because then it will show the opening hours of a business or a venue, and it was like close. So then I did late night bars Hackney, and it was like close. Then I was just like bars Hackney, close. Went to the bar, classic. Like the bar staff Monday night, they don't give a fuck about us. Really, if we'd called ahead, maybe we could have extended their opening time, if that's the thing you're allowed to do, I don't know. And we could have had like 2 or 3 more hours in that bar. They would have made a fortune. It would have been great at the venue. But that couldn't happen. So I said, excuse me, mate. This is an impression of me. That's okay. I'm not going to do a Taff. Do you know anywhere that's open late? I did it in a much nicer and more normal way than that. And then no, it was, somebody said Shapes open till 4 a.m. and I thought, fucking hell, Shapes. In fact, I think I've been to Shapes. No, I have been to Shapes. I went to Shapes when I was a student. It was 50p a drink on the night I went. 50p a drink. Anyway, it was quite far away to get to. It would have been like a 20-minute bus. So we got outside and we were suggesting that. And then I was like Googling other stuff. Super D was up for Shapes. Super D, so lovely. That's kind of what I wanted to say as well. There's some people who are like members of chat who we haven't seen pop up on streams. They're not streamers. They don't necessarily guest on streams or anything like that. But you just know. You just know they're lovely. There's loads of you. And Super D's, and obviously Willow, very much 2 of those people. Fluffy, so lovely, so supportive, so friendly, so enthusiastic. But Super D, just such a lovely vibe as well. And Super D wanted to go to Shapes. Fluffy didn't want to get on a bus. But this is a really long answer. I just noticed I'm still on this scene, and then that reminded me why I'm actually here. We went, we decided not to do that, and a lot of you will know we ended up walking to a park. We looked on Google Maps, there was a park really nearby, had a big church in it. I thought maybe we go in the church. Is it bad if we all ransack a church? We're high on friendship and life, and the Holy Spirit's been activated at the gig. Why not go and do it at an altar? I could do a sermon. Is this disrespectful? We'll never know. We'll never actually know. I've created a magazine called Pod Bible, and we get emails every so often from very religious people who think it's absolutely appalling that we've named a magazine after a Bible.
Hello, I'm Ad.
So I'm used
Ad.
to disrespecting.
I run the
mainstream
Pod
religions.
Bible.
Anyway, we got into the park. We were in a little lit area with paths, but there wasn't any seating. There was grassy areas, but I don't know. It's late. Is it going to be damp? Could there be dog piss or shit? we went to... I walked up the road a little bit, a path a little bit, and I looked into a little area near the church. Yes, it was. There were gravestones and places, but there were logs. And when I say logs, some people are probably picturing logs you put on a fire. I'm actually not using the right word. It was more actual trees, but not stood up trees, your classic stood up growing tree with leaves. More lying down dead trees, trunks. But I said logs at the time, and now logs has become law. But like big, long trunks. I'd say lying on the side, you could sit on it without having to put your bum below your knees. So like a decent, like a standard, your standard chair height. And they were, I'd say, wide enough to fit 3 to 4 bums. And there were 4 of these trees. Is this scene cut off? There were 4 of these. So actually, if I described that properly, people might have said, shit, sounds good. But because I said logs, people were probably picturing squatting down on a single log each, probably not enough logs for everybody. And so everybody went to McDonald's. Also, it wasn't very lit. It wasn't very well lit. It was quite dark. But that's the story behind the logs. Thanks very much for your question. Hello, Super D. I hope you're... Must be quite early for you, right? I hope you're settled back at home and had a good night's sleep. Super D fucking flew back the morning after. Not a Qatar-style flight, not an hour or 2 hours or whatever. Serious flight from Super D. Florence, you made me feel better about it. I was getting all worried. Nothing to worry about, Florence. You are brilliant. Anyway, look at me getting behind in chat again. My stomach's still rumbling. Big Taff Man and Les Dennis have an interesting dynamic, but I believe they are best mates now. Blaketown, I'm beginning to think doing the crossword earlier to get intel was wasted time. I'm probably still going to do it. What else is there to say? I can't think of anything else to say about the 2 days. Overshare April's story, please. No story was talked about. Big Taff Man is being Big Taff Man. Nobody knows. Hydrate, please, you cunt. Thanks. Yes, hydrate, everyone. Sorry, that was quite a long hydrate. Also, I've made all this tea and I haven't drunk any of it. Can we get beer delivered to the park? Yeah, because we were exploring all options. It was one of those situations where there were loads of us. There were loads of us after this gig. What do you reckon? Like standing in that little bit outside, there must have been 20 people. Maybe more? I don't know. And it's like, if there's like 5, 6, you could go back to someone's room. Even if you haven't got alcohol, you could go back to someone's room. You could just keep chatting and having a laugh. You're not going to get 20 people into a Travelodge room. You're not going to get 2 people into a Kip room, from what I've heard, unless it's Fluffies. Blaketown, see you later and happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your special day. But then we thought maybe we could order alcohol. I looked on my apps, and yeah, what did I look on? I looked on Deliveroo, and there was a place where we could order alcohol to be delivered. I didn't suggest the park. I thought we'd have to be at the Travelodge and maybe at reception or something and get them to order it to there, because I don't think they're going to deliver to a park. Also, you probably have to show ID. I didn't have any ID. Oh, but you look well old. You still have to have ID. I looked on my apps. B, you actually going? Yeah, the logs would have been good. A night bus with 20 of us on would have been shit. No, I was up for Shapes, kinda, but I was not really up for travelling there. Play the video. I'm going to play the video. Eat the damn orange. Going to Nando's with your dad. Incredible. See you later, B. When's B going to move to Scotland? Yeah, it was weird because everybody was so up for staying out. So it's like, well, we can't split off into small groups. We all got to stay together. It's lucky that McDonald's was open, really, eventually. Because even by then, I was just in T-shirt and shorts. And, you know, you get hot at a gig and then you come outside and then it gets chilly quite quickly. I was like, I'm a bit cold. Oh, no, we couldn't do log on your legs. Precious Rogue, you can confirm you've successfully had booze delivered to a park and not required ID. Maybe you should have done that, but people weren't happy there wasn't enough seating. They didn't want to check out the logs because I called them logs. We ended up in McDonald's. But I did feel like I needed to sort of take control and like work out a plan with the help of lots of people. The park bit didn't really work out, but it was still good. ASMR. I thought the park would be good because you'd think there'd be places like shops you'd be able to buy alcohol, but the two little corner shops were closed. There were no like 24-hour off licenses. Is that even a thing? I'm pretty sure there are places where you can buy alcohol late. There was nothing nearby. And we're in Hackney, so I think a lot of us assumed the big smoke. The sea that never sleeps, but London very much does sleep. Breakfast was handled better. Again, came down. Big circle of people standing outside. We didn't have a full plan. We knew we were going to hopefully go somewhere with Domella, but we didn't. Domella was a bit far away. Les Dennis had a plan, but Les Dennis was in bed. Searched for cafes, found cafes. Blaketown was like, yes, I'd thought about that cafe. I was like, we're doing this cafe. Sent the plan. We went to the cafe. It was good. And then it was shit, because I kind of got the impression that after that, everybody kind of wanted to still hang out, but we had nowhere to hang out. A lot of people didn't have to go until later. Some people had later trains. Some people didn't have any time constrictions at all. Would have loved to have hung out. It was so fucking hot, though, and there was nowhere really to go. We weren't going to go and sit in Costa. So we all just toddled off home. Depressing. Depresh mode. Fucking yes. Depresh mode activate. Anyway, is that it? I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I mean, I would definitely be jolted into remembering other stuff. Now we know we're all sound, we can prep together, yeah. And the beauty of it is, next time we do it, there'll be other people that we haven't met. Oh, God! Again, I think it's over for me. We can do other stuff. We can have other chats. And also, like, it was great to have a gig to go to get people motivated to actually doing this. Because who knows if we would have planned anything like this. And even if we had, I doubt the turnout would have been as good. But if we do it again, we don't need the interruption of a fucking world-class musical performance happening in the middle of it. We can just get together at a venue Oh, Barmerfest, Amsterdam. If B does another tour next year, European dates, Amsterdam. There's been talk of it. That would be fucking incredible. We'd have to find some coffee shops that can house like 30 people. That's the only problem in Amsterdam. When I've been multiple times with groups of friends, like 3 or 4 is the sweet spot. If you're trying to get into coffee shops with like 6+, a lot of the time they're like, nah. There's a big toy fair meetup on 1st of October in Birmingham at the NEC if anybody wants to go to that. Big Taffman's going to that. I'm thinking of going to that. I might not be able to, but I'm thinking of it. It's in my calendar. I showed Taff. That's true, KT, actually.
Goodness.
Mids! Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. Hiya. That is a good point. KT, think going to a gig helped. Like the focus isn't be social, can convince myself I'm doing a thing and people will be there, not go and be social. That is very true. Everybody, people who weren't feeling it would know that they had that coming up. And if you wanted to, you could arrive like 2 minutes before the gig. Toy Fair, October? Is it October? Or is it at the end of this month? Can't remember. I've got to say, I don't tend to... I'm pretty decent at... I feel fine about social stuff, and I'm sort of fine with meeting people and can sort of get on okay with chit-chat, whatever, with anybody, I think. And so I wasn't nervous until I was just excited. So I got off the train, Llama and Cutter came to meet me, which was lovely. Cutter was taller than I expected, etc., etc. Llama was as tiny as I remember. It was so lovely to see them and give them both a hug. We went to the rooms because I had a backpack and I couldn't check in my hotel because it was in Shoreditch. I could have gone to Shoreditch before, but I was too excited to meet everybody, so I just wanted to get there straight away and deal with that later. Luckily, it was a 24-hour check-in, so that was all fine. And I had my backpack. We went up, and Llama was in one room, and Cutter was in a room a couple of doors down. And for some reason, I decided to put my bag in Cutter's room. For some reason, I decided to put my bag in Cutter's room, which was great until much later in the night when I knew I needed to get my bag, and Cutter was absolutely wrecked. And Cutter was like offering to give me his room key, and then we went into the hotel and he couldn't find his room key. Llama did offer. I had a feeling that later that night we might end up back at Cutter's room. That's what I thought. I thought Cutter's room was going to be the place. I thought little groups might break off towards the end and we'd be there. And obviously when we were all together, none of us wanted to break off. We were all just wanted to stay as a big group because there was such good energy. We did go into Llama's room. Also, Llama had a pube on her hand wash. On their hand wash, sorry, Llama. It was a big old pube. I saw it. I pointed it out. I felt the need to clarify straight away that it wasn't my pube, as if I'd be the kind of guy who'd do that like straight away. We've literally just met. Straight away, I'd just pluck a pube and put it on the hand wash and then go, hey guys, there's a pube. Obviously, that wasn't me. That would be really weird. But then some people, if they're a bit uncomfortable in social situations or whatever, sometimes they might do stuff that they're not really, that they wouldn't normally do. I wasn't uncomfortable. I was with Llama and with Cutter. Anyway, we don't think it was Llama's. We don't think it was Cutter's. But it made us laugh. Apart from that, the room was pretty normal. Cutter's room, also pretty normal. He got very cross about towels. I tried to dry my towel on one towel, and he was like, that's my towel. And I was like, well, these are all your towels? But Cutter, very, very lovely and accepting, allowed me to shit in the toilet, in his room, though. I was like, I need a poo. And he was like, go for it. which I think is quite nice, because some people might be like, no, not here. Too much information. What a nice guy. I feel we're close enough. Yeah, exactly. Consider doing it in the shower. Anyway, so then I left that night. I got my bag. I got an Uber. Left everybody in the car park, standing around in a circle, like passing something between them. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that meant. And got my 5-star Uber. Checked in. Arrived to the hotel. There was a guy outside. Are you Adam Richardson? Yeah, sure am. Do you want me to sign something? Turned out that I was just on the list of late check-ins. Walls! I like to talk about shit on my terms. Thank you very much for your question, Walls. Welcome to the AMA. Would you rather shit on Cutter or piss on Taff? Piss on Taff. Not because it's Taff, but just because it would be easier and less embarrassing and less weird, I think. Cutter yelled at me in Blake Town, you're getting a live piss right now at one point. What? I didn't go to the loo like all night, which I'm sure is not great. That means I was probably dehydrated. But I did, and I went in with Cutter, and Cutter was trying to rebook his flight. And then I was there, and he was like, this is taking ages. And he was just, yeah, he was struggling with his flight and asking me for help with his phone whilst I was going to the loo. Cutter booked a late flight and then decided against it, but that's cool. I feel like there being a focus other than meetup, that makes me feel less anxious, says Lama. That does make total sense. I think, yeah, maybe like an activity or, yeah, a gig. I mean, what kind of gig? This is the thing. What kind of gig are we going to all agree to go to, right? Unless it's Pip or B or like VT or Funkle or, I mean, these are just musical people I'm thinking of, Wasps. It's not going to happen. Gig-wise, like what I mean is it's going to be hard to agree on a gig. Also, tickets can be really expensive for that kind of stuff. But an activity of some sort, yeah, that could be good. Anyway, let's plan it. This side of Christmas, a Christmas meetup, a festive meetup. Or maybe early next year might be more sensible. Who knows? Sheep, you'd be very nervous meeting the bad boy of Twitch. Cherry, you always imagine Llama to be quite tall. Stewsif, you're going to the toy festival. Nice. Oh, sorry, I missed your AMA. Sorry, Big Taffman. Hello, welcome along to the AMA. I'm sorry I missed it. Was part of you hoping you'd end up sleeping in Cudder's room, be honest? I tell you what, there was a little part of me that thought, I don't really know exactly how this night goes. If I end up like doing shots and getting absolutely fucked and then feeling like I had no plan to get absolutely fucked and luckily that didn't happen, and feeling like I can't go home or can't face going to check into a hotel, I thought it would be most appropriate to sleep in with Cudder. Even though, actually, Funkle Albert's there, but Funkle Albert fucking snores. And Funkle Albert won't mind me saying this, but I've had years of not being able to sleep anywhere near Funkle Albert. So much so that if we go away with weekends with friends, we arrange for Funkle to have his own room if the rest of us are sharing. So I was like, this feels the most appropriate. I'll share with Cudder. So that is kind of how it meant to go. I missed your AMA as well. Sorry. Where is it, KT? I'm scrolling back. I know you've just written it. Can't find it. Let me answer that in a sec. Let me just catch up. Seagull's going mad. I thought of you as the guy who doesn't have pubes. Walls. Had Wasps been in the room, he's very hairy. No. Not that we know of. I miss Llama's AMA. Llama! I messaged Llama. I was like, I'm gutted we didn't get to hang out more. Also, Llama said goodbye to us at a table in the cafe in the morning before going off with B to hang out with B for the day, and was just like, and said to like most of us, it was just like, oh, don't worry about getting up. And we were like eating our breakfast at the time, and then Llama left. And then I was like, why the fuck didn't I get up and give Llama a hug? I had immediate regret. It's fucking Llama. I didn't give Llama a hug goodbye. I was just like, oh yeah, bye. Bye. Yeah, bye, someone I know. See ya. Llama Chan Gaming, thank you so much for your question. Would you rather swim in a swimming pool of warm piss or cold piss? Cold piss. I got a bonus hug from Taff at one point. There was a point when we were saying goodbye. I think it was when Div and Sparkles popped in to say goodbye, and I really appreciated that because you two were hungover as fuck and had a train to catch, but you came to the cafe to say goodbye. I'm going to answer your question, Katie, in a sec. Your question. And I walked back to my table and Taff was there and we just had an extra hug. That was one of my favourite hugs. It wasn't a greeting. It wasn't a farewell. It was just a walking past. And Taff's a good height for me to hug. Ad and Cutter held hands while peeing. No. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I did that VR gaming thing. I mean, it's quite expensive. My mate had got it for his birthday and then like took us. Actually, it's fucking too expensive. We can't do that. But that would be really fun to do with a lot of you. Thing is, there's so many of us. You got a bank for there being at least like 25 to 30 people at each meetup. I guess it limits what you can do. So maybe like, yeah, comedy show maybe. I mean, Birdworld kind of makes loads of sense. I've got to do Birdworld soon. Wasp, I know I've already said this, but when you hug Llama, the mohawk tickles your chin. It really does. It really does. That is great. If you're tall. I mean, that's only just for us tall boys. Wasps. That doesn't happen if you're short. That would be weird. If you're the same height as Llama, then what's happening? Why is that tickling your chin? KT, we got there in the end. Is it better to wash your hands and find the pube of a friend, i.e. yours, Llama's, or Cudder's, or the pube of a stranger on your hand? Ooh. Well, how do I know? How do I know? Like, if it's Cudder's, how do I know? Does it have a little tag on it that says Cudder? Does Cudder tell me? I can just sense it. I just sense that it's a Cudder pube. Is it purple? Is it purple and standing up? Yes, Big Taff Man, we said it. We said it together. Is it better to wash your hands and find the pube of a friend or the pube of a stranger on your hand? I've got to really actually think about this. Depends. Like if I think generally it's agreed that it's better. Like right now, having told this story, it's better that it's a stranger's, right? Because it would go down in folklore that Llama got into their room and decided to put a pube on the hand wash. Or somehow, shall I stop talking about this? If Big Taff Man's telling me to stop, I answered the questions, right? Please stop. It's important that I answer these questions. Is it better to wash your hands and find the pube of a friend or the pube of a stranger? Stranger. Thanks very much for your question. Thank you so much. Bye, precious rogue. You're already in your meeting. Sorry to be late, but I was surprised by how tall Adad was. But he's broad-shouldered too. Thank you, Demella, I think. My stomach is going crazy. Oh, Follicles, thank you very much for your question. When someone man spreads across both arms of a wingback armchair, where is it appropriate to look? Oh, yeah. Right at it. It's one of the things where it's hard not to look, right? I'm guilty of doing that. It felt right to do that. When Follicles was getting people to sit in their wingback chairs for photos, it felt right, natural and right for me to do that. So if you were one of the many people who decided to stare or to see if there was a chance to look up a short leg, then that's fine. That's appropriate. I don't mind. I give my consent. Thanks for your question. Follicles. I don't think the cafe staff appreciated the group hugs too much. No, Div. We took over the cafe and then we're walking up and down hugging each other and they're trying to deliver breakfast. Saying that, they had about 20 people buying breakfasts. They made like an extra 200 quid plus from us. Have I exaggerated? No, it probably was. It was about that, 15. Best mates video, good idea. And I'll pour myself a drink. I keep talking. I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited. It was really great to meet everybody. Where's the best mates video button? Here we go. We're all best mates. I wish I'd performed this on stage now. Imagine if I did. Or if I'd done it in the church. Next meetup. It's going to happen. B said something about me supporting him on tour. I'll stop talking. Here's the vid.
I can't believe that we're all here together at the same time. You're in my chat, so we are best friends now. I think that's how it works. Are you my best friends or what? I provide stuff for you to watch, and you provide me with. I can feel the love. Is that love? I think it's love. Is it hate? I don't care, 'cause you're my best mates. You are my best mates now. Please never leave me. Don't go away. You cannot go away. We're bestest friends. I can't believe we're best friends. Bestest of the friends in the world.
I didn't pour myself any drink because I was too busy catching up with the comments. Big Taff Man. Have you gone out? I can say nice things about Big Taff Man. What a presence. Fucking hell. I mean, such an amazing and unique personality that we all know about with Big Taff Man. Another absolute gem. But a real presence. And what I mean by that is like Taff was bigger than I thought he'd be. Like taller than I thought. Even though I've been in Taff's chat and Taff has told me that he's got like size 13 feet. I just imagined some sort of clown. I didn't imagine that that meant tall. I just thought weird big feet. But Taff walked in and I was like, holy shit. I said this to, not to Walls, I said this to Funkle. I was like, I expected Walls to be as big as Taff, like tall, and like, you know, like, here I fucking am. And Taff to be sort of Walls sort of size, which is like, this isn't slagging off Walls. Walls is like a normal size. Feel free to stick that in your bio if you want, Walls. Normal size. It's even his username, Big Taff Man. Everyone's a perfect size. But it's just, you know how you picture people. Like people have said they didn't expect people to be as tall or as small or whatever. But yeah, I just expected those two to be different sizes. Anyway, Taff was great. All night doing his Taff stuff. And obviously the stuff with Florence Lucy was hilarious. Walls is normal size and I'm a big freak. No. Tank was hench. Yeah, I thought Walls would be 6 foot plus. But here's the thing. We've had all these reveals. Some people have, but I've never met Guzbo and Cade. Are they tall? Mary Biscuits. I've got no idea how tall Mary Biscuits is. I've seen pictures of Mary Biscuits roller skating that Mary Biscuits has shared and put on a public forum. No idea. Oh no.jpg. Sheep. Josh and M. You're gigantic. Mary Biscuit. Imagine. You're about llama sized. Wow. Even B actually was like, B was a bit bigger than I thought he'd be, like tall. I don't know. Anyway, if it's just literally got down to talking about how tall or small people are, then maybe I'm running out of stuff to talk about from the couple of days. Maybe it's time to do a crossword or something. But I've been really excited to talk about it. When I was reminded about the Pod Bible meeting this afternoon, I was like, oh, maybe I don't stream. But I was like, that means no stream this week. I can't stream till Monday. And then a lot of the stuff I might forget. Or it's not like the stuff that happened I'll forget. It's like the way it made me feel. Like yesterday, I was having all these feels. And I was just like, I want to talk about this. I need to talk about this. Like, my opinion and my thoughts on these 2 days are really important. And people need to hear it. That's what I thought. You haven't done any work in the last 2 hours. Please don't stop, because then I have to admit I am back to reality, having to do grown-up stuff. I know, I've got fucking loads to do. I wasn't going to be staying over. I was supposed to just do the school run yesterday and then work all day. But I ended up taking the whole day off, just hanging out with Uncle Albert, and then the trains were shit. We didn't get back till 5. Tank is very much Pip and B smashed together. I've got loads to do. This meeting that we're having with Pod Bible is like a big meeting to discuss our plans for next year and like various big things, big business boy things. I should really do some prep for it. But the other thing is, it's going to be fucking hot in this office this afternoon when the sun starts beating onto it, and actually streaming this afternoon would have been a bit shit. Can you come to the Pod Bible meeting? Well, here's the thing. I'll give you a little behind the scenes, Cudder. When I was in the Pod Bible WhatsApp with Pip and Stu, and I talked about Pod Bible, as I talked about wanting to stream, the first thing Pip suggested, streaming tonight. Pip was like, do an evening stream? And I said, I don't want to clash with Cudder. And I'm aware that Stu in the chat's probably like, what the fuck's a Cudder? What is Cudder? Not lies. I'm tempted to show you. Did I say that? Don't want to clash with Cudder! Exclamation mark. And then Pip suggested the early stream, so here we are. But Cudder, yeah, if you could join the meeting, because Stu would kind of know who you are a little bit. Go on Pip's phone wallpaper. Yeah. Yeah, what picture did you have? Cudder, you changed your phone background. Was it you and Pip? You'd removed the picture of your fiancée on your phone background, and it was you and somebody. Oh, it was B kissing you. Cudder, are you streaming tonight, or are you a wreck? How are you feeling? What's happening? Are you going to play games, or are you just going to talk? Because this is the thing. We've had a good stream Pip's perspective. We've had a good stream Taff's perspective. We've had a good stream my perspective. But you don't remember anything. Surely you just don't remember anything. I'm pleased you're streaming. talk while Minecraft. Shit. What are we doing in Minecraft now? Everything we've done the Clarence stuff. I'm hoping I'll be able to play. I should probably spend some time with the fam. But Hannah has had quite a few. She's got this exam coming up. It's mad. When you're a big business person, the amount of study she has to put in. She has to do like 100 hours of study for this exam, for this thing. Anyway, so she's doing quite a lot of that in the evenings. And I was like, okay, that's cool, because I've got to put 100 hours into my my B&B in Minecraft. Honestly, Cudder, I couldn't believe every time I saw you, you had a different drink. The first drink, because I bought you a beer, then I saw you had the Aperol Spritz, then you were having the lychee martinis, then I heard you talking about having whiskey. I'm not surprised you were hungover. Mixing your drinks. I think I only drank beer in the end, which is really weird. Like, I never just do that. He was drinking Cudder, and then you walked in and you had a cigarette behind your ear. And I don't know if you smoke, but I don't think you normally smoke. So obviously maybe you're somebody who smokes when they drink, which I used to do. But the hangovers when I did that back in the day, and I'd smoke rollies with my old workmates, the hangovers were so much worse when smoking was involved. Then later on, there was some other smoking involved. I'm not surprised you felt fucking shit. Did you get much sleep? I didn't sleep that great. I told a couple of people this, but I went to bed. My hotel was quite nice in the end. It had an iPad and I could change the lighting. It would have been a perfect streaming room. I could change the lighting to different colours. It wasn't like a mega posh hotel. It was a Citizen M, which is like a chain. Like they're like really small rooms. The bed is literally the three walls around the bed. So it's like a really small, but it was fancy. It's fancy but really small. Okay, I would have stayed in the Travelodge, but I couldn't. All the rooms were booked. But I got back. I brushed my teeth, and I got into bed, and I turned out the lights, and it had a fucking amazing blackout blind. It was pitch black. I wasn't actually prepared for that because, like, at home, you get a little bit of light from streetlights and stuff like that. Pitch black. I was like, eyes open, staring at other corners, being like, this is wild. Anyway, then I went to sleep, and then I swear to God, I dreamt all night about this. It felt like it was all night long. You know, when you have a dream and you're like, well, that's shit. That dream's lasted for 7 hours. It probably didn't. It was probably like 20 minutes before I woke up. But I had a dream that somebody was going around London with a really long, really thin, in fact, it was like a group of people. They all had really long, really thin knives, like really sharp little knives. And they were going around just nicking people, like on the back of the arm, or like on the leg, or on the neck, on the ear. Just little cuts. Just little cuts on people. And I was spotting this was happening, and I was trying to tell the police. And the police didn't give a shit. They were like, yeah. And then the cuts were getting worse. And occasionally people would, like, they'd do a little slit, but actually it would be like a gash. And it was like a weird, really weird dream. And I spoke to Willow in the Costa in the morning, and I overshared that dream. And I said to Willow, what does this mean? Like, I've just had this meeting with all these people. Why aren't the police listening to me? And why are all these people getting cut? But yeah, I thought I'd be drunk and really tired, late night, go to bed, spark out, get like 8 hours, have a lie-in, wake up when I wake up. But I woke up at 9, checked Discord, and then yeah, jumped up, got ready, thought, yeah, gonna go and see Cudder. Got on the bus, double-decker, top deck. Some people are like, oh, it's too good to get a bus. I saw some comments. Loved it. Okay, 2 hours. Literally just clocked exactly 2 hours. Should we do the crossword? And then I don't think I'm going to do like 3 hours today. I think I'll stop and do a short stream and actually get some work prep done and have a healthy meal and give my voice a bit of a break. Sparkle. You had a big old sleep then. That's great. Domela dreamt about Jason Momoa and I at our staff meeting at your former employer. Great dream. Crossword. I'm really tired. I couldn't work out ducking. I'm probably going to be shit. That might influence your bet. Let's see how we get on.
And we play, and we play, and we play, and we play, and we play. Every day, every day, every day, every day. We're gonna do the crossword, crossword. 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 Even win or lose.
Oh, browser scene. Crossword. This has potential to be the worst ever crossword. Cudder.
Oi!
Thanks, Cudder. It's so nice though, having that like that 3D experience with people and knowing like I loved Cudder. Everybody loves Cudder. But now having actually spent time with Cudder in a non, sitting staring at Cudder as he's at his desk trying to work out his technical issues. Real life. It's just, it really, like I said, it enhances those relationships. It's so good. Right at the start though, I did have a thing where we were in the at the bar and Cudder was talking and I was just staring at Cudder and then I was like, oh shit, I'm not watching the stream. I actually have to like react. So often I might be sat here like watching the stream and you just like, oh, this is cool. You can just zone out. 20 seconds left. Gifted him a little sub in his toilet. Oh dear. You've seen Ad take charge of situations, John. Yes, John. I was so nice to meet you, John. I don't think I hugged Cudder enough because he kept threatening to chin me. Yeah, right at the end. I think it was it Willow or was it Fluffy? There was like a genuine, I can't remember what it was, but like somebody said like a genuine question or a comment to Cudder, like, oh, could I, for sake of argument, it wasn't this, but it was like, oh, could I have a bit of that chewing gum? Or something like that. And Cudder was like, yeah, if I can fucking elbow you in the face first. Or something like that, which sounds terrible. But this is just kind of the Cudder we were dealing with at that stage. Aggressive, but like lovely, wholesome, aggressive drunk. It was like, wow. I think if anybody else but Cudder had said that, that would actually be more of a problem. And there was some chewing gum on the floor, which people had to stop Cudder from eating. Anyway, I don't want to go in too hard on Cudder. There's no actual real shade. You were an amazing drunk. And I can't wait to hang out again. And fucking hell, the way that video that B has of finding Cudder in the in the hotel corridor, trying to get his key, trying to work out which key he needed. Beautiful. Trying to work out which door, sorry, was his. Work out which key he needed, as if he had a load of different keys. Drunk Cudder was a beautiful, unique experience. Very lovingly tried to feed me a half-eaten chip with genuine concern that I didn't want it. Oh dear. Right. What are people saying today? 9 people say no. 13 say yes. Is this just... This is crazy gambling. Second time he was trying to find his room, Serious Dave found him wandering the halls before that. Having been in that corridor now, in the video, when he's like, that's Llama's room, I was like, your room's just up there. Meet you IRL and suddenly we believe in you more than ever. Have I sort of, do you guys think I'm more competent? Competent? Do you think I'm more competent? Absolutely not. Fuck that moment. Ha ha ha. Oh, God. Actually, I want to hear, like, I wonder if anybody's opinions of me have changed. I need to watch more streams. I'm going to tune into Cudder and hear the goss. I want to hear I used to think XXX about Ad, but now I think XXX. Unless you mean XXX as in X-rated thoughts about me, in which case, stop immediately. No, we just know that Llama is super competent and has your back. Llama didn't do any modding for me over the weekend. It wasn't a weekend. It was a Monday night and a Tuesday. Llama has thighs like an oak tree from carrying you so much. Ugh. On stream, yeah. I'm very capable in real life. Excuse me. That's why I was interested about meeting Cudder, because I was like, I wonder if Cudder will be as much of a calamity in real life as he can be on stream. I thought probably not. For example, B. Dolan. Not very technically gifted when it comes to streams, audio routing problems, all these other issues. But when we fucking cut to the chase and we look at what B. Dolan does for a living and where he excels, he's fucking insanely good. Doesn't matter how good he is at streaming. Also, amazing person, incredibly generous with his time and kind, an amazing activist, an ally that I've learned a huge amount from watching his streams and just being in his presence. Would I say the same about Cudder? You had to tell me to stop pointing. That is a good point. That is a good point. Right, crossword. I'm going to freeze the chat. And freeze that chat. But Cudder is like the biggest sport. What a sport, because a lot of people have been talking and like telling stories about Cudder, and Pip fucking read out a message from B and, you know, all that stuff, but Cudder just takes it brilliantly. Hopefully. Imagine if we get a big old expose of how he really feels tonight and how he's absolutely gutted and this is a toxic community and he wants no part of it anymore. That would actually be great for me, actually, and my quest for 1,000 followers before Cudder. So maybe we do that. Tune in, find out. 7:30 tonight? No doubt Cudder's still hanging. Imagine if we get a little behind the scenes video of Cudder placing a pube onto Llama's hand wash. Crossword, Frozen, chat, go. Old school exclamation. Don't know. Hay bundle. Bail? Is it just bail like that? It may float over a stadium. Blimp? This word's going to be ebb. Yeah, it is ebb and flow. Cousin of a bassoon. Ooh. No idea, but bassoon is an instrument, isn't it? A woodwind. 9. Measures how long it takes to send a message to another computer. Oh, is that ping? Is that ping? A lively ballroom dance in Jupil's Gallop? I don't know. Cover story. The cover story is, don't know. Exorcist's target. Demon. Hard throw in baseball. Pog, peg, pig, pug. Don't know. One across. Old school exclamation mark. Don't know. 8 across. Cousin of a bassoon. Right, so a bassoon is like a stretched out wooden thing that you blow in. 2 down. A lively ballroom dance. Don't know. 3 down. Cover story. Ah! I hate this when I have a good run and then there's a few I don't know. Oh, cover story. What do you call the cover story? The lead, the headline. 1 across. Old school exclamation. I'm halfway through my time. My throat is starting to get really sore. 7 down. Hard throw in baseball. Peg. Pog. Pag. It's not going to be pag. It's not going to be pig. Maybe it could be pig. So let's... oboe. 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 And it's peg. And this is gallop. Is it gallop? Egg. So what's this? Alibi. Alibi. Cover story. So it's that kind of cover story. 1 across. Old school exclamation. And then a lively ballroom dance. I'm just going to enter letters, I think, because I can't think of any words. Emad? Let's do letters. Let's do letters. All right. Okay, I'm going to go back and do Q, because you never know. T. Y. I've got 30 seconds. U. I. O. P. A. S. L. That's a D. F. G. Ah! Wow, that was really loud in my ears. The good times keep on coming. We've had 2 of the greatest days of our lives. I don't give a fuck if actually you didn't think it was that good at the gig and you think B. Dolan's sort of a mid-rapper and you didn't reckon everybody was that nice. I had an amazing time. I loved it. And the good times just keep on coming. The crossword wins are going to keep on rolling in. I'm in the form of my life, the form of my career. We got this. Oh my God, life is great. Thanks so much. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. EGAD. Pay out the bet. Will I complete the crossword in 3 minutes? Yes. Expressing surprise.
I just can't recommend Adam enough.
Angle affirmation.
EGAD.
What?
EGAD.
Variant of our God. Is EGAD a swear word? Okay, so it's really old school. Right. Willow, Sparkle Muffin. I can see you bet. You thought I'd do it. Cudder, you didn't bet. Fine. Domella, Llama, you thought I wouldn't do it. Super D, you knew. Cover story, yeah, alibi. I just thought cover story, because I'm in the Pod Bible mode. I was thinking of cover stories like magazine cover stories. Newspapers, yeah, exactly. Back to business as usual, folks. Domella, I did it. Hydrate when you get here and chat. Thank you. I did say Gallop, but I thought Gallop actually had 2 L's. You got 2 different Gallops. Oh. It's an LGBT plus anti-abuse charity as well. Okay, I mean, it seems like it should... I mean, is that just an American thing? That would make sense, wouldn't it, if that's just an American thing? American spelling. How does he not know EGADs? I've never heard of that. I mean, he's come up in 2 crosswords before, but... Fuck. Look at this. All the enjoyment and the celebrations except for Wolves. Hello, Paul. Was lovely meeting you. Oh, everyone was lovely. I'm upset and missing out, so I'm gaslighting people and thinking I was there. Paul, you need to be there next time. Also, like, a load of us need to come up to Scotland. Although I did quite enjoy somebody saying, I think it was Mushy in Taff's chat, saying Scotland next, and then Taff being like, fuck off. You have meetups all the time with your Mon-ins and your various other types of meetups up there. That made me laugh. I don't know if we would have got round to arranging a meetup down here. Not one at that scale. And the fact that we managed to do it because of B. B's brought us all together. It's been phenomenal. And I've loved the journey we've been on with B. Like at the start, when Pip wasn't streaming and we clung on to our new friend B Dolan. I know lots of people knew B before and people have been watching B streams. I'd watched a couple of his DJ streams, kinda. Didn't even say hello because I was like, oh, that's B Dolan, the rapper. He won't give a fuck about me. And here we fucking are. Just juiced my own arm. Enjoy your channel pats, everyone. Should we do a property guesser and then wrap it up? Paul, it was so fun. Loved the club Oslo Hackney, located at 1 a.m. Hurst Road, London. E81JB. It was great to visit there and do various things there. Capriso. Oh God, you were so lovely, Capriso. So friendly. You were. I've got orange juice on my shorts. Funkle Albert was. Both of us were like, oh my God, Capriso, how enthusiastic and lovely and like smiley and happy was Capriso. Like really lovely person. And you reminded us of one of our old mates. It was really great. My favourite part about Oslo Hackney is definitely the hours. Closed, opens 4 p.m, updated by this business 3 weeks ago. D-pad as well. D-pad, I've got a confession to make. When we first arrived, and I was like, oh shit, there were a lot of people sitting outside at the venue, and I met Moobs, Humble John, where I was like, fuck, I've realised I had no idea what Humble John looked like. And then D-pad, you came up and you introduced yourself, but I missed what you said. And then I did the awkward thing of, I left it a beat and it was too late to say, sorry, what was your name? It wasn't, but it was just a slight awkward thing. So then I didn't actually know who you were in that second. And then I went in and people were like, oh yeah, Capriso and D-pad. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's D-pad. But I didn't really get to chat to you. And we did a little bit with Capriso at one point. Booch was outside for loads of it, Domela. I'm pleased I got to chat to you, Domela, and your sister for a little bit after the gig. That was nice. And yeah, and thank you, Wasps, for doing everything. There was the coded wristbands for who wants to hug and who wants to not. And Taff was joking about me being a diva and being like, I'm not wearing a fucking name badge. People know who I am. I didn't realise this was a thing. There was a whole thread in Pip's Discord about the meetup, but the sub-threads I just didn't know were there. I was getting no alerts. It was me being clueless with how the sub-threads work. So I didn't fill out the form to say anything about if I wanted to be. It was so good. Wasp set up a thing and it was like, would you like a name badge? Are you happy with hugging, or would you prefer not like any kind of like handshakes or hugging or anything like that? If you were coming alone, would you like somebody or a few people to come and meet you so you don't have to come to the venue by yourself? So good. So lovely. But I didn't fill out any of that. I just turned up. I don't think anybody was like, who's that? Maybe. But Wasps, you're legend. Thank you. Wolves, you lost your stripy bracelet. was gutted I didn't get my reach around bracelet moves. Right. Should we do a London property guesser? And then I'm going to raid somebody. Who's streaming at this time? Maybe I wait until like 10:30. Oh no, that's 45 minutes. Let's see. I hope it's Hackney. We're going to pick London, hoping that it might be Hackney. We're going to do London because that's where we met. And it's going to be something fucking expensive. So the game here is guessing the price of a recently sold house. Usually we forget about that because we're talking about other stuff and there's other bets. In a minute, we're going to do a bet on... Oh, yes, look at this place. £1 million is my prediction. We're going to do a bet on whether or not there's grass. Although this is a flat. This is a flat. There's only 3 photos. Right, this doesn't count. Dining room, laminate flooring, lounge, white goods. Whereabouts is it? This doesn't count. Oh, it's near Camden. Between Camden and Holloway, on the Holloway Road. Is that the Holloway Road? Or is that the Holloway Road? I used to live here. And I also used to live here. Okay. Let's just fly through these. I'm not even going to do any bets. Look at this, though. What is this? Massive, like, reception desk. Is this... This is weird, isn't it? Like, what a mishmash. A mismatch of furniture. I'm guessing there's windows here, but I mean, it looks like these photos have been taken at night. Very orange lighting. Just a little bit of a tweak in Photoshop, you could make this so much more appealing. And less orange. Office chair. Office desk. Shelving with a bowl on. Is that a spoon resting on the bowl? An interesting kitchen situation. That's fine. Fucking loads of shelves. A floral sofa. The TV unit with the aerial cable around the front. Look, just tidy it away. We're doing the pictures. Put the cable around the back. What's this? DVD player? What's this? Toy car? Can you see the toy car? Yeah, just. What's this? Fold-away cuck chair? Why would you put the couch by the kitchen and the table over there? That's such a good point. Make this a dining area. Make this a living area. Next. What? So red. Please, please, please do some colour correction. So we don't get this orange light in this red room. With what? Is that a filing cabinet? No. Drawers. What is this? It's just drawers. It's got loads of drawer handles. Look at all the knobs. Lots of little tiny little knobs. Bed looks alright. We can't say anything bad about the bed. But what is happening in the top cupboards?
The holiday horn, it goes doo-doo-doo.
Get some of that shit out of the cupboard, put it in that cupboard. Get some of that shit in the cupboard, put it under the bed. Get some of the shit out of that cupboard, put it behind you as you take the photo, and then put it back into the cupboard if you need to. You're taking the photos. You're trying to sell the house. Also, how have you taken this photo without appearing in the reflection of the doorway? Why are you doing this at night time? It seems seedy and weird. Oh, it was the winter. Would come in the middle of the day. Why'd you talk like that? Who cut off the bottom of the cupboard doors? Oh, the blue room now. I tell you what. Are we? Hold on. Just a quick question. Are we trying to sell the house? Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll leave the toilet seat up then. Yeah. Why is it misty? Where's the door handle? Why haven't you wiped up the residue? The human residue in the bath? Why haven't you put the toilet seat down? Why is it lit by a floodlight? They've done a Breaking Bad in there, haven't they? Thing is, this would get snapped up like that. I bet this was snapped up like that. I bet somebody bought it without even fucking viewing it. So they're like, I don't give a fuck about these photos. This is getting sold instantly. No bog roll. The toilet seat. I'd need to meet the person who took this photo and didn't put the toilet seat down. I want to know about them. What? How? Why? How did they get to this situation where they didn't realise that having the toilet seat down for a photo to sell a house is a good idea? This is disgusting. And we're not even criticising the people who lived here. Unless they've superglued the toilet seat up, in which case I'd judge them. We're judging the agent, the people who selling this. No bog roll. Staff. This is a very Staff lets flats situation. The doorknob's not there. The door, it looks like it's maybe suffering. There's a bit of like bubble, you know, like damp. I reckon damp has been an issue here.
Oh my gilly goodness.
David, I've seen your face too. Hello, horrible David. Thank you so much for subbing for all this time. And it was a pleasure to meet you. And I'm a bit gutted I didn't chat to you more. But I'm very happy that we got to chat a little bit and just to see each other and to have a hug. I realised I didn't actually say, as part of talking about what happened, I said about how I wasn't nervous. And then we got to the venue and chatted to a few people outside, and that was okay. And then we went to go inside the venue, me, Cutter and Llama. And then I could see, straight through, I could see instantly, I saw Emily's hair, pink hair, see Emily play. And I saw David, and I knew it was David instantly. I've seen a profile picture, and I knew it was David. And I pointed. That was one of my early points, and Llama later called me up on for fucking stop fucking pointing at people. But I pointed. And David sort of looked at me, but didn't really acknowledge me. And I was like, oh, well, fair enough. David probably might not be sure. I don't know about David's eyesight. Maybe David can't see me. Maybe David isn't sure if that's me. Turns out that the sun was like shining in, and I had like a big halo behind me, and I was like a silhouette. But at that point, when I saw David and Emily, and I could see like around them other people I recognised. I saw Walls at the bar. I saw Willow. My mouth went completely dry. I suddenly felt really nervous. That feeling, and I was speaking to Demella and Miss Peaches about this afterwards, and they said they had a similar thing. It was like I was just about to do a presentation, or I was just about to do a best man speech or something. My mouth went completely dry, and I suddenly felt really nervous when I saw David. But so good to meet you, David, and fucking like amazing that you came, and I hope you had a good time. Check out this shit bathroom. 3 photos. 1, 2, 3. Yellow room, red room, blue room. Blue room, red room, yellow room. How much? Near Camden. It's a flat. Dining room, laminate flooring, lounge, white goods. 1 bed flat near Camden. Excuse me, 380, 600, 1.3, 420. Yeah. 275. 385. Yeah, my original plan was to get up there early and like meet Cutter and Llama, and I was like hoping to meet David early and stuff like that, and they just have, but because I ended up there late and loads of people are about, it was like boom, walk into everybody, which is great. But then you're chatting to people and you like meet the eyes of other people. I'm like, oh shit, I need to acknowledge them, but I don't want to be rude and I need to make sure I'm focused on this conversation. That weird situation. 350, 525, 365, 425. $1, says Sir Bruceable. Okay. Hello, everybody, by the way. We've got a good number in. Is Limmy already finished? Did Limmy finish early today? If you've just arrived in the last 10 minutes or so, or since Limmy finished, don't worry. I just did like a 2-hour catch-up talking about the gig, the B. Dolan gig, that a load of us went to on Monday in London. So if you want to hear some stories about that, by all means, go back and have a look. But if not, welcome. Welcome in. Yeah, I just noticed that quite a few people were watching. And including Paul was took. And then I just looked and saw Limmy wasn't streaming. New internet day for Limmy. Look at this. Maybe we do keep going until 10:30 starts. I can, because 10:30 is going to miss the Limmy raid, so maybe 10:30 needs my support here. My plan was to meet everyone late, but I drove straight into a full car park gathering. Back from another meeting for a bit. Surely that's it now, Pip. You've got our meeting at 2. Yeah, Pip, because I wondered what your plan would be. I wondered if we'd meet you early as well, but then you said that you were going to be meeting Dan and Amy for food. Cutter wants to come to the Pod Bible meeting. Anyway, so, sorry, prices. Let's just quickly do this. 350, 525, 365, 385, 275. What's an average here? Like 400? We had a meal. Let's go 400,000. 1 bed flat, yellow room, red room, blue room, toilet seat up. Absolutely atrocious. Disgusting. I'm going to do 400k. Oh, why is my numpad not working? Oh, I'm so glad. I thought it was going to go over. Is our meeting 2:30? I knew it was 2-ish. That's great news. I thought it was 2. I wouldn't have turned up at 2. I would have checked. $2:30. Perfect. Thank you, Pip. Oh. I didn't want to say it, but you look really cool when you just swang your Jag into the car park. That is pretty fucking cool. I remember the first time I went to... Was it the only time I went to Progress Wrestling with Pip? And it was the night before our Pod Bible launch, wasn't it? I've just remembered this. The night before our first ever Pod Bible launch. So we planned, me, Pip and Stu, and some other people were helping, to get up really early and go to all the tube stations and hand out Pod Bible magazines. So I stayed in London the night before, and I stayed in a Citizen M hotel then, which is where I stayed on Monday night, but a different one. I stayed in the Tower Bridge one. Tower Bridge? Doesn't matter. Anyway, the day before, the day before the Pod Bible launch, the first ever, there was a Progress Wrestling show. Did I buy a ticket or did you just get me in, Pip? I can't remember. But we went. And then Pip drove me. He said, I can give you a lift if you like. I drove in. And we drove from Camden to Tower Bridge. Anyway, I walked over and I didn't know Pip that well. And he was in a Jag, and I got in the back of his Jag driving through London. I was like, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, actually. Les Dennis, did you not have a ticket to the gig? Did you have to buy one then? I didn't know this. Fluffy, did you turn up to the hotel with no booking? Or you had a... Oh, yeah, I can't remember. I got in the back. Your mate Stu was in the front. I respectfully got in the back. Your mate Stu was in the front. Not Pod Bible Stew. Wrestling Stew. That was a fun couple of days. I got them to check for my name on the list of pre-sales. They couldn't find it, so paid for another ticket to support my pal B. Amazing. Amazing. Right, 3:30. We didn't even do a gamble on that one because we're going to go somewhere else. Shall we go to Preston, where B is tonight? I feel like we've done Preston before. Let's go to Preston. Let's see what's available. Let's see the kind of place that B might be staying. It's going to be a Travelodge, isn't it? Fucking hell. He's going to love going home and sleeping in his own bed, isn't he? Preston. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's nice, but it's also, this is a flip. This is a new build, or at least somebody's literally just flipping this house, right? This house, this is like a generic nice kitchen. Pip, also, just so everyone knows, I'm now very much not a Jag guy and regret ever pretending to be one. I'm running this bad boy into the ground before getting an electric car. Sure. I remember Pip revving his engine at every single red light. Or the red lights he stopped for, anyway. I just saw Pip say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that spark on my fin. I was like, oh shit, if I just... something bad happened. Booked a ticket to the live hardcore listing show next month. I didn't know they were doing one. I have a very normal Ford Focus, Frolicles. You can't get more man of the people than a Ford Focus. Can you? A black Ford Focus. Funkle? What does Funkle have? It's not a Jag. Is it a Jag? Funkle's got a really fancy car, yeah. I was quite shocked. It's not a BMW, no. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Probably shouldn't reveal. Funkle might not want people to know. Funkle gets away with being like, oh, I'm like a geeky, lovely man. We grew up in the same places. I get called the Tory piss drinker, and Funkle's like, oh, ASMR voice, read me a bedtime story, Funkle. Funkle would rock a noddy car. Fucking noddy! Bit of blue jam for you. Funkle gets a car, though. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised. Carla! You're going to have to go back. Lovely to meet you, Carla. Hey, Carla. Let's not forget, I met Carla, didn't even look at the name badge, just knew it was Carla. Yes, D-Pad. It was lovely to meet you. Okay, so we're doing this property guesser. Is this a shit boring one? Sorry, you're really aggressive then. Maybe you would have the ASMR voice if you didn't drink piss. Thank you, sheep. That's perfect. I bet Llama drives a micro machine. Sorry. Okay, so what is this? Terraced property. Let's do the gamble. We're not going to get to say much about this. You can just tell there's nothing going on because it's not actually it's a house that has been bought, done up, and sold because there's nothing there. There's no washing up liquid. There's no spices. There's no tea towels. But we can ask the question: what lawn will they have in the back garden? And you've got 1 minute. 1 minute. The sun has come over the house and is now shining directly onto this room I'm in, and it's really starting to heat up. And I put the aircon away. I put the aircon unit away like a week ago because oh, that's summer done. That's summer away now. I'm safe to put this away. Didn't look at weather forecast. Oh, have you lost your points, Walls? So you're betting on, is there going to be real grass in the garden? Is it going to be fake grass or AstroTurf or no grass at all? If it turns out that there's no garden, although it does look like there's a garden outside, then obviously that will count as no grass at all. Real grass means a real lawn made of grass, not just a few blades. The smart bet is real grass every time. But there's money to be made. Llama, I used to have a lovely little Corsa called Bilbo, actually, but now I just electric longboard everywhere. I mean, that's pretty cool. Fancy electric longboarding over to Brighton one weekend? Missed a prediction. Bad luck, everybody. BL. Right, 8 photos. Let me just look at the info and see if there's anything about the garden. Yeah, but I can show it. That's fine. Newly renovated. Boring. New fitted kitchen. Boring. Large living room. 3 bedrooms. Shower room. Rear yard. Although yard can quite often mean no lawn, right? Garage. Gas central heating. Yard suggests no grass. I think you're right, actually. Fucking knew it was a no grasser. Rear. Yard can have grass. That's the thing. It might have a yard area and also some grass next to it. Or in it. Or on it. Map. Ribbleton. Plungington. Haha. Is Pip... Not Pip, sorry. Is B staying in... I'd love it if B staying in... Ashton on Ribble. Oh, B. What a treat. Ribbleton, Plungington, and Ashton on Ribble. Yeah, they sound like a little kids' TV, like an animated stop motion type place. BP. Fishwick. Classy bit of... Yeah, this is the posh area. Avenham and Frenchwood. Hello, I'm from Avenham, just off Frenchwood. All right, I'm from Plungington. I don't know what they talk. I don't know what they talk like. Probably, obviously, nothing like that at all. I wasn't doing an accent. Here we go. Kitchen, nothing to say. Dull, boring. They've gone for slightly cheaper options with some of these things, but it's still a lovely, clean, fresh, new kitchen. Anybody would be happy to move in here, I think. So far, B&Q. Oh God, untie the curtains. You've done all your stuff. Untie them now. They've gone for they've painted the fireplace and the little cupboard there the same colour. Looks quite nice. They've gone for sort of B&Q flooring. I cannot tell you how Cudder might say it. Shopify's down, is it? I got a Shopify ad on the podcast I was listening to this morning. I thought of Cudder. I mean, it's a blank canvas, but that's not... I mean, it's good for buying. It's bad for Property Guesser. Oh, my God. What a mishmash of frontages. Who has decided to paint their house that red? They've gone for the grey vibe. They still had some of that like bluey grey paint left from inside. Next door, I wonder what they're doing. This scaffolding. That looks shit. High Pebble Dash, the best kind of Pebble Dash. You're not going to trip and scrape your face on that unless you're very tall. Unless you're running and there's a trampoline. Your face is safe. Upstairs wanted a blue drain. Downstairs wanted a grey one. Another room, nice little fireplace. Got to be careful. We had We had fireplaces in and a couple of our flats in Brighton, like these old-fashioned fireplaces. First thing to do, unless you're planning on having a fire, which I'm pretty sure there's all sorts of health and safety stuff about now, fucking put a towel up there. We had a number of birds fall down our chimney when we weren't using it as a fire. We also got a cat, and we didn't know about this, but we weren't cat people. We hadn't owned cats from egg, as Booch would say, from like kitten. So we weren't aware that kitten's just trying to escape out of any hole. And so we had Bella, good cat, in our bedroom, which had a fireplace like this. And Bella just tried immediately to climb up the chimney. And then when we moved to other houses that had chimneys, the cats just try and fucking escape up the chimney and come down a sooty mess. Anyway, boring. What else can you say? Nothing else to say about this. What's this? Curved and straight lines, curved corners, or whatever. Nice new carpets. The carpets look nice. Cupboards look nice. Very dull apart from that. Oh, God. Why even bother? Accessible shower. That's good. Fine. A bit of discoloration. Somebody's been doing a few acid pisses. A little bit of soap. Oh, that's a little sign of people who were living there before. An old soap. Good wet room situation. Yeah, you're right. Llama, I forgot to tell you, I don't know if you heard about your cat in Miss Charlotte's Minecraft world. I did, because I watched a bit more of Cudder's VOD from the other day, and you told Cudder about it, and so I heard then. Hope you've been here. Yeah, need a bit of sweeping, a bit of sorting out in here. One loo roll. We can empathise with the room now. That's the important thing. We need to be able to empathise with the room. We need to imagine human beings in it. Have human beings been in this room? Maybe to paint it, to put the carpet in. Has life been lived? Here, yeah. People have done shits and washed their hands. No grass. Lovely yard. Very much enjoyed this area here. The in focus leaves, the out of focus blooms, the mouldy but nice texture on the old little shed. Whose building is this? It's a yard. Sorry. But this is huge for people who bet no grass at all. There's no other photos. 4 people. Oh, there's going to be some big winners here. No grass at all. Payout. Who wins? Tell me. Who wins big? Paul! Super D! How much did you get? 10k from 1k. Tell you what, Chris J. Raby, version M, Sheep Boy. I need your photos. Willow in the Best Mates video. Yes, Willow. I'm so happy about that. Fucking yes, Willow. Send me a photo when you can in Discord of you hopefully looking forward. Sideways is fine. If you're not comfortable with me using your face, you can use a pet. But I will get you in the Best Mates video. That's amazing. Yeah, Chris, I found an old post-it note down the back of my desk. That's my filing. Sheep, also, sorry, I saw your message about sending a picture, but because I was out and about at the gigs, I didn't reply to it. Sorry. Chris, version M, Sheep, and Willow all need to send me a picture now. Yeah, that's perfect, Sheep. Perfect. Yes, Willow. Will do, Paul. Right, how much is this worth? 3-bed, Preston, newly done up, renovated. I mean, what do you reckon, like 200 grand? Wow, I've gone a bit high by the looks of things. 140, 145, 129, 120, 280 from Carla, 125, 130, 130, 132, 120, 175, 207. I'm going to go for 145 because that's what Humble John has gone for, and it looks like a bit of an average. Oh, 110. KT did 120. Anyone else do 110? Hereford did 120 as well. Hereford and KT the closest. Fraz with 125. Carla way off. Carla, you could have got 2 of them. You could have bought 2 of them with that money. You could have bought the neighbour's house with the scaffolding or the red house. There we go. Is 10:30 streaming today? Because I know he wasn't streaming yesterday because he's had a bit of a cold. When I saw 10:30 feeling ill after the Glasgow gig, I thought, we're all going to get ill after this gig, aren't we? Why does 10:30 not come up in search still when you search on Twitter? Has he tweeted? Yesterday, taking the day off streaming, hasn't said anything about today. Lama, you're going to go so you can nap. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up. Yeah, Les, I saw you say you had a scratchy throat, and I was like, oh my God, we're all going to get ill. I do feel rough, but hopefully it's just literally just late nights and drinking and shit food. As in, I need some nourishment. Not a can of nourishment. Good night, Llama. Let's forget where this all began. You feel awful, BP. Sorry to hear that. B. Dolan. What a night. What a couple of nights. Thank you so much, everybody that was a part of it. I'm not too good for a can of nourishment. I drank nourishment a couple of times when I lived in London. You know, when you're like, I'm going to try all the drinks in this corner shop. I'll have a can of nourishment. I'll have a bottle of super malt. I'll drink a can of Ting. Should be my skeleton earrings that I chose especially due to the tour poster. Nice. It was really nice to see you two bonding actually, Sparkle, because I know you fucking hated each other for a long time. So, be and Sparkle now friends. Did anyone ever try that pussy energy drink? Oh, God. Ting is really nice. Nourishment and super malt, less so for me. Although there is something about super malt that is kind of nice, but I couldn't drink a whole bowl. Anyway, it's definitely time to end, isn't it? I was just up for raiding into 10:30 if he was streaming today. But I can't see anything about it. It usually starts at past. I don't know if I can be bothered to wait another 10 minutes. I've got a headache. It's getting hot. BP, will definitely meet you one day. Definitely. I feel like I want to raid somebody else who was there. Where's my leech? Where's my leech, Funkle? Can't be bothered to spend 10 more minutes. But what if 10:30 doesn't stream? End the stream, I need to pack. Yeah, people are napping. And, yeah, okay, Llama. Who am I going to raid? I haven't actually raided Slate for ages. Anime Mike's doing Grand Theft Auto. My new best pal, Miss Charlotte's doing Minecraft. G-Burb's doing Dead by Daylight. Shimus is doing Red Dead Redemption. Drea is doing Starfield, which people are raving about. Pip, you fuck. 10:30, are you in chat? Are you lurking? Are you streaming? I'm going to raid you. Should we just raid 10:30 anyway? It's going to be Burb, isn't it? Is 10:30 in chat? Probably not. Unbelievable. It's going to be Burb. I heard rumours Burb was going to be at the gig. Imagine the energy if Burb had been there too. Maybe next time. Thank you, everybody. I will be back probably Monday now. I'm not going to be able to... I really need to do some fucking work on Pod Bible. The new magazine is going to be coming out before I know it. So I'm going to be doing that this afternoon, tomorrow, Friday. We've got gymnastics, we've got swimming. Monday night stream. I'll be back. Maybe I'll do a bit of Minecraft tonight on Cutter stream. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you didn't make the gig, you're still as appreciated as everybody else who did. Thank you, everybody who was at the gig, for giving me such a wonderful experience. Honestly, so many amazing people. Thank you, Pip, for starting streaming and getting me into Twitch. Honestly, it's just... There's been some ups and downs, but it's mostly ups. And the people really make it. What a nice, friendly community. It's insane. And to get to meet Paul was took like that. It's a dream come true. See you later, guys. Be nice to Burb. See you Monday. I haven't opened the stream. If you haven't raided, then there we go. See you later, guys. All the best. Bye, 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 bye.